So everybody know who I want next. I want Terrence Crawford next.
You're going to make that happen?
Huh?
You're going to make that happen?
Oh, definitely. That's the fight that I want. That's the fight everybody else want. Like I said, I'm going to get these straps that I'm going to go over there and take his shit too.
All right. Errol, congratulations. Terrific fight this evening.
Thank you, man. Down. Strap season. I know what time it is, baby. Terrence, I'm coming for that motherfucking belt.
All right.
I'm not catching fades anymore. Gotta keep my hands clean when they come for the board. Keep it smooth like a dawn, making moves in the dark. Cause I learned how to swim in the pool full of sharks. Now they coaches, cause they can't read all his motions. How the kid never switched codes, but he codes with focus. Staring down your team with a frozen, ice cold look that could end the summer solstice. Cause I'm more like the top dog. Keep on running game and the gang will accost y'all. I be calling plays from a plane while I'm off court. But we ain't the same, you a lame, I'm a mob star. Actually, I'm a top dog on a stat sheet. Off court, but I call plays for the athletes. Laughing when the cop cars try to catch me. Cause I rolled off in a taxi. Put my feet up, I'm relaxing. Singing Figaro with no accent. While I pull strings from the streets in. Do it all with a straight face, I'm the kingpin. Top dog, top flow, boss mode, I'm the kingpin. Showstopper, top dog, God vibe, I'm the kingpin. They know I'm a dog and a beast, man. Yeah, I keep the peace with a piece, man. I ain't got no time for a piece, man. Why would I respond to a pawn? I'm the... Hold up.
If I let my dogs off the leash, then you might want to get out of Dodge by the evening. Honestly, think it's not the blood and the beef. If they don't leave anything behind at the evening.
I can see you soft, ever thought about retreating. If you never have, then they'll give you a reason. Better watch your tone, lose your bass when you speaking. Underneath the mask is the wrath of a... When you learn how to smile in their face, then go cutthroat. Then they wanna call you a con when the blood cold. I remember starving while y'all had a truckload. Now I'm with the mob with the call and the gusto. I'm a top dog on a stat sheet. Off court, but I call plays for the athletes. Laughing when the cop cars try to catch me. Cause I rolled off in a taxi. Put my feet up, I'm relaxing. Singing Figaro with no accent. While I pull strings from the streets in. Do it all with a straight face, I'm the kingpin. Top dog, top flow, boss mode, I'm the kingpin. Showstopper, top dog, God vibe, I'm the kingpin.
Man, it is good to be back. What is happening? Let me see. I'm just trying to get organized. You know, we got a lot of boxing going on. You know what I'm saying? I was just reading where your boy Jared Anderson, you know what I'm saying, they're thinking about stepping him up to fight Daniel DeBoers. That's I think that'd be a pretty good damn fight for your boy Jaron Anderson, since they're trying to, you know, make him this, you know what I'm saying, this top heavyweight. I think that'd be a good fight for him, a good development fight. That'd be a good test for him. You know, DeBoers is a decent fighter, man. I mean, you can arguably say he beat what's his name, Oleg. What's his name? How you can say his name? That German dude or whatever his name is, the white dude. So you know, he knocked him down, and you know what I'm saying, they took the knockdown away from him. And you know what I'm saying, so he's a pretty good dude. He could probably give Anderson a test. He could beat Anderson. I mean, Jared Anderson. So I think that'd be a good fight, you know what I'm saying, for him. That's a big test. That's a big step up for him too. That'd be an interesting ass heavyweight fight. I would love to see that fight. I'm all for it, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause I want to see the top ranked fighters get into the mix. You know, I mean, we could see another Trayvon Marshall type of situation, you know, where, you know, he get the brakes beat off him. You know, so we saw Prince Charles, what he did to Jared Anderson. And, you know, Jared Anderson, he passed that test, but, you know, he's going to need to keep improving and stop talking about like he want to retire early. You know what I'm saying? So, we can get some action out of him, man. He's just starting. So I don't know what it is with these guys thinking that they're just gonna, come in and get a few dollars in boxing and bounce out. You know what I'm saying? Or, because boxing, you can't play with it. It's gonna get your ass up out of there one way or another. You know what I'm saying? If you come in there thinking that you're just gonna make a little bag and dip out, it takes years to make money in boxing, especially when you're at top rank. You know what I'm saying? But if he beat Daniel DeBoers, he's going to be on the way. He'll be on his way. That'll open him up to stepping into the next tier of the heavyweight division, where you'll be looking at him like, saying, fighting the big names. And all he have to do is beat Daniel DeBoers. You know what I'm saying? I think that would put him in contention, make him a contender. You know what I'm saying? After that, and then nobody's talking about Frank Sanchez. I could see Anderson fighting a Frank Sanchez and beating him, because Frank Sanchez already looked like he's 60 years old. He got that George Jefferson ball spot. It's he's look like an old dude. You know what I'm saying? But he can box his ass off. Don't get me wrong. He just don't have no power. He's real slick. But I could see that being Jerry Anderson next victim. You know what I'm saying? If he beats Daniel DeBoers, you know what I'm saying? I think that would be his next victim. What's going on? Let me holler at my people. You know what I'm saying? Light skin business in the house. What's up, bro? Philly Bull 91. What's happening? And Andre Smith, what's happening, my brother? Salute to you. And let's see, Jonathan Parks. Peace, brother. What's happening? Salute. Good to be here this Saturday morning, man. What's going on, King Judah, my brother? What's happening?
What's going on, bro? You can hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. Look, now this is what I want to ask you, bro, because right now I'm kind of confused, right? I see different reports. I see that people saying that Crawford said he is going to stay at 140 because he want to fight Boots. And I see people saying that he not going to stay at 140 because he don't want to fight Boots, the 147. But this is the thing that's getting me. The one report that I heard that really bothered me was when he said that I want to fight Spence again at a catchweight, meaning that, at first they agreed to go to 154. Now he's saying, no, I don't want to go to 154. Let's do a catchweight of 148 because I want to stay close to 147 because I plan on defending my belt against Bud Crawford. Now, before you verify this true or not for me, I want to tell you this. That sounds more like something that Terence Crawford would do.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute, King. You said he said that he wanted to do a catchweight at 148 and stay close to 147 to defend his belt against himself? You mean against Boots Ennis?
Against Boots, yeah, that's what I meant, against Boots.
Mm-hmm.
So
okay.
That sounds like some bullshit he'll pull for. What I'm telling you, what he's doing is he knows Spence can't make that weight. He don't want Spence to go to 140. He don't want Spence to go to 154. And what he gonna do is, this is what I'm trying to tell people. What he gonna do is, if he lose to Spence, right? If he lose to Spence, he may go for a big money fight after that, right? And let's say he try to get Canelo or something like that, or just another big money fight, right? But if he beats Spence again because Spence too drained to fight at that weight, Bud Crawford is going to retire. He is not going to defend his belt against Boots. That's all a play.
Oh yeah, you might forget about that.
Yeah, that's all. But before, my point is that's all a play to keep Spence drained. He just using Boots to keep Spence drained.
Yeah, that's the whole trick of it. He can't fight. He can't fight. See, that's why I don't like Canelo. But I respect. That's why I don't like Canelo. He's always trying to fight somebody at a disadvantage. See, he's not fighting David Benavidez, and he's not fighting David Morrell. These guys are legitimate big dudes, right? That can fight at that weight. They're solid. So if you know somebody's drained, of course you want to fight them at that weight. You know what I'm saying? That's why Shakur's trying to drag Devin Haney down to 135 to defend those belts, because he know he can't fight at that weight. Now, I'm not saying that he wouldn't. Now, Stevenson, he probably would fight Devin even if he was at full strength, but it's just easier to beat a guy that can't make the weight, right? And you could see Crawford. You know what I'm saying? He's in the driver's seat right now. He's got the power to make the fight at 147. Why not just do that? Why go through all this bullshit about catchweight? Just say, hey, you know what I'm saying, I want to fight at 147 to have the advantage. He has the power to do that. He won the fight. Why not just go ahead and do that instead of, trying to bullshit like you want this man at full power, and you don't. We already know what the deal is. We already know what the play is. So stop bullshitting and say, hey man, the fight is going to be at 147. That's what he just needs to come out and say. I just hate the half-assness and saying of Bud Crawford. He think he's slick. He think he's be trying to trick people, saying into thinking that he wouldn't mind fighting them, up at 154. But that's not true. He don't want to fight a full power Errol Spence Jr. He wants that advantage. He want to keep that advantage, which is smart. That is smart for him to do that. You know what I'm saying?
This my thing. For now, I don't like. I see what you're saying, but yeah, that's smart. But you know what I don't like about it? I don't like the fact that he's not going to be held accountable. Because it's not what you do; it's how you do it. Because after the fight, Crawford made it like, yeah, Spence, I know you can't make the basement. It seemed like him and Bomac kind of admitted without admitting, hey, that wasn't Spence at his full power we just saw. So we know you want to go to 154, and we willing to oblige you. You know what I'm saying? That's how they made it. And it is now you turn around and it's like, nah, I want to stay close because I'm gonna fight Boots, but I don't like it because I'm not no stupid ass nigga. But you was lying. You was not about to defend your belt against Boots. You using Boots to keep Errol Spence drained. That's your excuse to say, yeah, that's why I want to fight Errol Spence at 147 again. It's not because I want an advantage. It's just because y'all know I always fight the best, and y'all know I'm going to defend my belt against Boots. Bro, you was lying your ass off.
Yeah. I mean, I agree, man. Crawford is a trip, man. It's like you got a lot of background. Yeah, Bud Crawford is a trip, man. You know what I'm saying? Leonard Ellaby, you know what I'm saying? He came out, you know what I'm saying? He's trying to get Bud to accept that fight with Boots Ennis. And he was talking about, Errol Spence Jr. giving, Bud Crawford an opportunity. So it just makes sense that Bud Crawford gives somebody else an opportunity, but we know Bud Crawford ain't in the business of fairness in the sport of boxing. He's more of an opportunist, and this is the kind of thing that makes you don't like Bud Crawford because he's not about the spirit of the sport. You know what I'm saying? Fighting the best at their best. You know what I'm saying? He just wants to get by on the superficial, the official part of it. You know what I'm saying? Be the guy. You know what I'm saying, when you can, at the most strategic moment. And that's something that I'm looking at, you look at your champion right now. He's not going to try to fight, nobody that's up and coming like Boots Ennis. Boots is high risk, low reward type of fight. And we already know that you can't hardly get Crawford in the ring as it is, you know what I'm saying, but Leonard Ellaby, he could do all the talking he want to in the favor of Boots Ennis, saying we know Bud Crawford, don't want no part of that young man. I mean, he's struggling to make the goddamn rematch with Errol Spence Jr. with trying to leverage and get more money out the situation, and trying to manipulate that shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like the dude act like he broke or something. And the way he moves in boxing, you know what I'm saying, he's trying to suck everything, out of the sport, you know what I'm saying? And I understand, say you could get, you could get even more money if you just fight the fights. If you fight Jaron Boots Ennis, man, I don't know why he's saying that that's not a big fight. I think that's a huge fight. I think that fight would put him and Boots, so make it even more spectacular, make their names bigger. But I understand where he don't want to take the risk because of how good Boots is. He's big, he's fast, he's powerful, he got the foot movement, and he's got the bravado. You know what I'm saying? The dude says that he can do everything Crawford could do better. You know what I'm saying? He could do it even better. So in that line of reasoning, Crawford don't want to fight a dude like that. Plus he's young, so he got stamina for days. He got a high boxing IQ.
I'm not gonna lie for it. I think at this point, like let's say Errol Spence come back and he is the Errol Spence that we saw like against Ugas, right? I'm not gonna lie, at this point, bro, it's a special situation with Boots, bro, because of how he came in. Like I said, he's young, but he came in with skills comparable to these guys already. He came in the game, like, you know what I'm saying? He was just a different type of rookie. Like, he came in. So I'm not gonna lie, bro, he a risk for either one of them. I'm not gonna lie, bro, if either one of them don't fight Boots, I know why. because they getting older, and this dude young, and he already on their level. So I think he'll risk for either one of them. Period. But another thing I wanted to talk about is that even because I saw in the chat somebody said that the fight got to be at 154 in the contract, which I hope that's true. But if not, I'm not gonna lie to you. I know we talked about it before. I know Spence was drained, right? And I know his stamina wasn't there. That's the main thing he needs to beat Crawford. What's gonna push him over the edge is his gas tank. That's really gonna be the biggest thing for Spence. I see that now. Like if his gas tank, his motor is how it normally is, Crawford is gonna struggle with Spence if his gas tank is at 100%. But more than anything, I'm telling you, bro, I believe that real injury is why Spence gas tank wasn't high. I don't think he was able to do his conditioning, bro. Because I never had a broken rib or nothing like that. But playing football, I done had a bruised rib before, and I remember how every step hurt. You know what I'm saying? It's just a bruise. I didn't break nothing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
and you can't hardly breathe, man. If you got broken ribs, depending on how where it's at. You know what I'm saying? Every time, especially if it's bruised and stuff, you know what I'm saying? It's you just can't put nothing on it. You can't put no weight on it. You know what I'm saying? It's just it limits your movement because it's got to heal, right? But it was so much money on the line. It was just, everything was just set up for the big fight. Spence had to go through with it. It's a lot of stuff coming out about what was going on with Spence. And of course he can't make the case, what I'm saying, without making it look like sour grapes or something like that. But it's unfortunate that saying that he had a bad camp. What I'm saying, if you have a bad camp, you still got to go through with the fight. And that weight, he was already at a disadvantage fighting at that weight. So, what I'm saying, it was just kind of sad to see that it happened at that moment, what I'm saying? Because, he got beat pretty bad, what I'm saying, under those conditions. And I just think
that's
that,
why I say my bad.
I was just saying, if he moves up to 154, I don't think Crawford want that Spence. I think he want to weaken Spence. I don't think he want to fight a full fledged, fully powered Errol Spence Jr. You know what I'm saying? Because it's almost like we're turning the clock back to the starting point. You know what I'm saying? He don't know if he could beat that dude. And even though people are talking about how the skill level was vastly different, what I'm saying, yeah, you could look great if your opponent ain't himself. So you could style on him, you could do all that shit. You know what I'm saying? But if that dude come in top shape and he's feeling good, now it's a different story. It's it's a whole new ball game. And I don't think Crawford want a whole new ball game. I think he wants the old ball game where Spence is saying not don't have the stamina, don't have the energy, he's lethargic, he wants that Spence back. That's why he's talking about a catch weight. And because he said it was hard. Even Bud Crawford said it was hard for him to make the weight, but he's naturally the smaller guy. Naturally, but Snack, that's a whole nother conversation right there. The shit he got going on with them and all the extra power and man, that's just a whole different thing what he got going on with Victor Conte and the suspicions around that guy. But I would love to see him just go ahead and put the fight at 154, and I think he would gain a lot of respect from Spence fans. I think from the boxing world, he would get a lot of respect if he just went ahead and did something that's concrete, what I'm saying, instead of, some snide deception type shit, talking about trying to drain this man, trying to gain an advantage, trying to keep him off his shit, what I'm saying? Fight that man at his best, what I'm saying? And that's how you become respected as a champion, what I'm saying, in my opinion.
Yeah, and my thing is he's not gonna fight Boots, and he already saying that he wants, he's looking at the winner of the Charlo and Canelo fight. So I don't wonder if you can say you want that winner, but then gonna say, but yeah, I want to fight Spence at the catch weight because I don't want to get too heavy. But make that shit make sense.
Well, Jonathan Barr said it do not matter what Crawford want. The fight will be at 154 in the contract. They already have signed the contract, and the fight will take place at 54, or Crawford can retire. That's it. And that would be so sad, Jonathan Park. That would be so sad. But in my heart of hearts, I feel like Buck Crawford don't want that fight at 154. He don't want to. He don't want to get exposed. You know what I'm saying? The fact that, you know what I'm saying, Spence was weight drained at 147. And if the fight is totally, completely different, they'll look at that fight like it was a fluke. You know what I'm saying? And let's say EJ comes out there and he, you know, it's a whole different fight. Let's say he goes out there and knock out uh, Terrence Crawford, then everybody be like, "Oh hell, bro!" You know, so now we got to go back and look at the first fight and be like, "Man, you know, what I'm saying EJ was drained. You know, it would prove it." So you know, Crawford got to do whatever he can not to have that fight at 154. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I don't know what he's gonna do. Um, you know, I will give him mad respect if he does go through with it. But you know, on the other side, he got that Jaron Boots smoke. You know what I'm saying? On the other side, waiting on him, and you know, he's done what he can to avoid the young man. You know what I'm saying? But they've been holding on to these belts a little too long. Now that he got all the belts, you know, either he better drop them motherfuckers or he better go on ahead and fight somebody. Um, you know what I'm saying? And if he's gonna fight Spence, then he need to make it, you know what I'm saying? Then need to make it known what he's gonna do with the rest of the belts. They might just do like a champion and recess type thing since all the belts are tied up, you know what I'm saying? Like for the WBA, he'll be the champion in recess, or for the or they just might strip him, or he just might drop him. You know what I'm saying? Something got to happen so everybody else can fight for some belts. You know what I'm saying? Because right now they've been stretching this out a little bit too long. Um, it's time for the rest of the division to move, and I just don't think Crawford. I think he's on his way out. I think he's looking for a big bag, and you know what I'm saying. You know, I don't think we're going to see him against anybody besides Spence or maybe a Canelo if he could get that fight, or maybe a Jamel Charlo, maybe something like that. But they tied up in fights, so you know he's going to be in limbo.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I don't think like I said, I was watching. I ain't seen the video, but I saw Boots had went live when the title was Crawford, offered Spence the rematch at 147 because he wanted to finish his belt. And like I said, when I seen that shit pissed me off, bro. Like I've been giving Crawford nothing but credit since he won that fight, bro. But I know for a fact you're not about to defend your belt against Boots. You know what I'm saying? I don't like when people just say shit. You was not about to stay at 147 to defend your belt against Boots. You're not. What you're gonna do is you're gonna use your newfound fame to move around for the most money possible. And it's not gonna be Boots. Like you said, he already said, yeah, Boots not a big money fight. You already, you know what I'm saying, you already put that out of your mind. You know it's not gonna be Boots. So I know you're not about to stay to fight him. You about to use your fame to get the biggest fight possible, which is probably gonna be the winner out of Canelo and Charlo. You know what I'm saying? Preference with Canelo. Because he might still fight, even if Canelo loses, he might still go after Canelo. You know what I'm saying?
Canelo already said he's not going to fight Bud Crawford. He said he won't get no credit for it. And, you know what I'm saying? So it's almost like he's trying to take Errol Spence Jr., shine, trying to take his place because that's the spot. Because, Canelo, he'll fight Errol Spence Jr. He just think his name is bigger and think he's a bigger star. But he's already said that he's not going to fight Bud Crawford. And Bud Crawford already said he's not going to fight Jaron Boots Ennis. But let me answer Michael Robinson question. He says, is it true or false that Bomac got arrested in the UK on gun charges, or is that a rumor? No, he's got arrested. He's still over there, man. Yeah, he's still over there. They found the gun in his suitcase. Now I don't know if he was set up or he's just that stupid. You know what I'm saying? To be going to the airport with a damn gun. You know what I'm saying? That just don't make. I just can't. I just think.
Why he needed that in the UK, nigga? It ain't like you was going to Los Angeles. But I say from the way Los Angeles move, I don't care if you famous, you need a gun when you go to Los Angeles because they not playing with celebrities out there. But I'm saying, why you needed that to go to the UK? Why you needed a gun?
Well, like I said, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know what's going on because they're dealing with a lot of shady characters, you know what I'm saying? When it comes to the UK and Kinahan and I mean, Bomac seemed like he's a abrasive person. He's got that small town hood mentality, and if he coming up with all that American swag, you know what I'm saying, and talking shit, and he probably, they probably set his ass up. You know what I'm saying? You never know. Um, But yeah, he's in jail right now, from that from that taking that gun through the airport. So I don't know what's going to happen with him, but they still sitting on him. UK is not America, even though it's more Western style country, but they still different. You know what I'm saying? And it's still a foreign country. Even though they're first cousins, America and UK, it's still a different country. And I don't know what's going to happen with that. They're talking about October running his court. I doubt if he see any time, but he might just get kicked out of England. And you know how they do. They always, you can't come back to the country. You know what I'm saying? They always do something like that. So, you know what I'm saying? So it's going to be interesting to see what happens to him. I don't I hope he don't get prosecuted. I hope that he goes free. I don't want to see no Americans, you know what I'm saying, go to jail. And especially in a damn different country. That motherfucker gonna be eating. He gonna be eating tea and crumpets, you know what I'm saying, in prison. You know what I'm saying? He gonna be eating tea and crumpets,
Hey,
and that ain't enough for goddamn. He need more. He need more. He need more than that. Charles say he said he don't want to fight EJ at his best. He said he still want to keep the belts at 147, but don't want to fight Boots. I mean, can you blame him? I mean, can you really blame Crawford? He know Boots is the goods, man. You know what I'm saying? That kid comes from, what I'm saying, that boxing legacy family, you know what I'm saying, where his daddy boxed, his brothers boxed, you know what I'm saying? It's almost like a Mayweather type background, you know what I'm saying? So he don't feel this inferiority complex when he come in, because he's already, what I'm saying, he's already got that pedigree where he could defeat anybody. You know what I'm saying? You can see it in his skill set. You can see when that boy throwing them things, man. It's just the athletic ability that he has. It's on par with Crawford. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's just a younger version. You know what I'm saying? So I know Crawford sees that. Because he was asked the question, does what do you think of Boots Ennis? And of course, he gave like the generic answer. Like I've been watching his career, and I think he's good, and da 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 da. So, but we already know that that boy is the truth. He's a heart attack, and people are pushing for that fight. But I don't think he'll ever get it, because that's not how Bud Crawford moves. And really, I understand. You know what I'm saying? Because Bud Crawford is from another era. Boots is behind him, but if he's not going to, if he's going to hold on to the belts, he need to give that young man a shot. I wouldn't hold my breath. You know what I'm saying? I've seen champions move on when the younger group comes in, you know what I'm saying, to replace them, and they just move on. You know what I'm saying? We never see Marvin Hagler fight Mike McCallum, you know what I'm saying? And he was like, saying a new up and coming crop at that time. Everybody wanted to see that fight, but Hagler was on his way out. I don't think he was afraid of him. It's just that you don't want to gear yourself up to fight the young lions. They got a different kind of hunger than you do. Saying so. You got to fight somebody that you hungry to beat. Like Bud should be hungry to beat Errol Spence Jr. again, or beat Jamel Charlo. He wouldn't be hungry to beat. It'd be hard for him to get up for Boots. Is what I'm trying to say. you know, for a champion that's been in the game, you know what I'm saying, and somebody who's been you know what I'm saying, your name been running as a peer, you know what I'm saying, in boxing, you know what I'm saying, you could get up for that person, but for the person that comes down the line, you're still building their name, it's kind of hard to get up for a person like that. And you don't want to lose along them lines because you can't get hungry for a fight. And I could see Crawford losing that fight, not only because, you know what I'm saying, he's not hungry enough to beat Boots, but he's just he looks at him like he's a subordinate. He looks at him like, you know what I'm saying, he still need to do some work in the ring to get his cachet up. And but I do think it's a big fight. I think it'll be a big fight in boxing. I think it'll be one of the biggest fight in boxing if Boots and Bud Crawford fight. You know what I'm saying? I think Boots will win that fight. Yeah, just because I don't think Crawford could deal with the size of Boots. It'll be almost like what we thought Errol Spence Jr. was going to do at that weight when we thought he could operate at that weight. You know what I'm saying? Boots has no problem operating at 147. He can still, he's young. and then Crawford would have to, saying do what he got to do to be able to match what Boots bring to the table. And I don't think he could sustain that. I don't think he could sustain it. You know what I'm saying? It's just, he's just, 35. At some point in time, you're going to look 35. Cop Killer says, salute pool. He says, he said, Mob Squad and boxing fans that joined the live stream. Well, that's right, my brother. He says, Donald, how you say that? Early. He says, but he's willing to move up 3 weight classes to fight Canelo. Make this shit make sense. Well, it's the bag, Donald. It's the bag. You know what I'm saying? Fighting Canelo. Everybody wants to fight Canelo because it's the bag. Canelo, he's a star. He's the network. He's the face of boxing. You know what I'm saying? On paper, you know what I'm saying? But, money wise, you know what I'm saying? The networks will pay Canelo and you're going to make your biggest and your highest payday. And that's why Jamel Charlo is, he's on cloud nine right now. He's on cloud nine because, he's got the Canelo bag finally. It's almost like hitting the lottery when you fight Canelo. It's not even about winning or losing. You know what I'm saying? It's about getting the bag with him. And these guys now, they done put in all this work over all these years fighting, the fights and getting the notoriety. And now to get a huge payday at the end, that is something special for these guys. And to be able to touch millions, put your hands on millions and millions of dollars. Shit, man. He's in the stratosphere right now. Now, I want to see that old Jamel back. You know what I'm saying? I want to see him with the attitude. He won his respect type of situation. I don't want to see all this, mutual respect for each other that they got going on. It makes the fight dull. You know, I want to see Jamel come up there and take it from Canelo and snatch that shit from Canelo. Canelo got this thing of where he's trying to calm everybody down and try to make it seem like it's just a fight. Say no, nigga, no, you ducked me at 154. You know what I'm saying? You ducked us, man. You know what I'm saying? So now it's time to get it in. You know what I'm saying? It's time to like, hey, show some attitude, bro. You know what I'm saying? Hey, hey, I'm gonna show you why I'm better than you, Canelo. And I don't know if y'all seen the training videos, but man, you know what I'm saying? I know you can't tell a lot. It don't like mean much, but I'm just looking at Jamil work out, man. He said he's been working out for 14 weeks. I hope you don't overtrain, but he's looking good, man. I mean, he's throwing them things, man. I'm like, he's moving good. I'm watching him slip punches. I'm watching him, what I'm saying, do the catch and shoot. You know what I'm saying? So he's working on them skills. Um, so I feel good about it. I feel good. What's going on, Charles Young? He says that if Canelo lose, he's going to want a rematch. So he might as well fight Spence or Boots. And Jonathan Park says, like I said, it do not matter what Crawford offers. The fight will be at 54. It's in the contract. It never is. It was never up to Crawford. It was up to EJ. They had agreed, but that was the agreement. Okay. I thought Crawford had whoever won the fight had the power to choose the weight. That's what was the narrative that was going out after that fight. Um, let's see what's going on, Ben Judah. What's going on, my brother? He said, I think it's because Daniel Kinahan's situation. Uh, yeah, he probably threatened him. But if the mafia threaten you, bro, let me tell you something. A gun ain't gonna matter. You know what I'm saying? It's like, especially when you're over in his yard, and the UK is Kinahan yard. So you don't know. All the motherfuckers got crooked teeth over there. You don't know where that shit coming from. You know what I'm saying? It's like, somebody, you don't know your way around there. All you know is your neck of the woods in America. All you know is Omaha. So that when you're talking about Kinahan has been doing this shit for years. I forgot what fighter it was that, he was connected to. What I'm saying? They deleted. And so he's connected to a lot of stuff like that. So he they better be careful over there in that Crawford camp, messing around with them folks over there. But he's dealing with Bob. What I'm saying, so Bob, he got some he got some clout in that world. So, he going way back with Don King, and both of them dudes, they know some names now. They can have a sit down. You know what I'm saying? And Bob go over there. Hey, leave my boy alone. You know what I'm saying? Make him an offer he can't refuse. So let's see. What you say, Charles? Charles says Bomac gonna lose hella weight if he's still in there. He said that may have been the right move for him. Yeah, yeah. That is interesting. What I'm saying, I mean, I don't know what they serve in them jails over there. The motherfucker be on some porridge over there. And, you know, Zach B in the building. He said, "Salute Pool. That's why I could never be a Crawford fan. He's proving he is the problem. You know what I'm saying? I put money on it. His next fight will flop, and no one is going to pay for a flop." Well, I mean, his next fight should be Errol Spence Jr. I don't see how he could fight somebody else. I mean, do you think he could fight somebody else? Because people keep talking about all these fantasy fights with Canelo, and he's tied up. All bridges really lead back to Errol Spence Jr. So, I mean, he's not going to fight Boots. He's definitely not going to fight Virgil Ortiz and none of those guys. So, I mean, I don't understand why people thinking. I mean, do you think he can get out of this fight, King Judah?
I don't think he's gonna get out of it, but I do think he's gonna find a way to make it at 140. Because another thing he already saying is that he not ready to sign this rematch until he get more money. Which I didn't even know he can do that because I thought the rematch was a part of the contract, meaning no matter what, you're gonna fight him again. But now they saying he want more money again for the rematch. Like, so basically going back into the same negotiation tactics he had at first. Like, before I sign, y'all need to pay me more.
Yeah, I don't think he can. I think it's written down by law. I think they already projected that if he won, they wanted things in place where, what I'm saying, it's in the contract. So like Jonathan Park was saying, I do believe that they figured that out, what I'm saying, where he will have to not only fight at that weight, but he can't ask for all this extra shit. And if you look at Crawford history, you already know he's gonna try to come up with some bullshit to, what I'm saying, to get some more money. What I'm saying? So they should, you could see that from just the negotiations that they had with the first fight, right?
Right, and I think that's what he's doing. But I think he's gonna stall this fight. Well, I think he's gonna be waiting on this one because he gonna want more money. And the way these people work is they don't. You know how business works, but just because you ask for it, they not in a rush to give it to you. You may get it, but it's gonna take a while. Because these people that deal with money, they deal with millions and millions of dollars. They don't just agree to your first demand. So this shit might drag out for a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, so he just he's been boss for about 15 years, and it's like he just I think at this point he don't care about how it looks. He just want to get a couple of fights in and make the biggest bags that he can, and he'll get the hell up on out of here. He got two-time undisputed champion up under his name, so now the rest don't matter to him. So he's just gonna crash out right now. I think that's what Bud Crawford is gonna do. I think he's gonna crash out. Whatever y'all think of him, it don't matter. What I'm saying? He's going to try to get the biggest bag he can. He's going to make the biggest stink now that he's got the two-time undisputed title. And that's why I was hoping that Errol Spence Jr. came correct in this fight. And he let this dude off the hook. That even if Errol Spence Jr. goes into this fight and beat Bud Crawford, he still got two-time undisputed champion. What I'm saying? He's still going to be looked at as, what I'm saying, as a great, great fighter because there's no other fighter that got undisputed twice. What I'm saying? So, what I'm saying? Errol Spence Jr. kind of missed the moment on that. Even if you go in here and just wipe the floor with Errol Spence Jr. What's going on, PGH? Big dog in the building.
And see, that's why I'm pulling for Devin to get it at 140. That way he can dampen that shit. You ain't the only two-time undisputed champion. You know what I'm saying? I hope Devin do it at 140.
Well, I mean, let me ask you a question. Do you think Matisse would give? You think he could beat Matisse?
honestly, I was still alone, yeah, full, but I haven't seen Devin at 140 yet. I need to see that Regis fight before I know, you know what I'm saying? Before I know what he's gonna do against somebody like this.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Because people done started calling out Devin already. I think your boy. I think Richard. Richardson. I think it's Richardson Hutchins or something like that. That Mayweather
Yeah,
prospect guy.
yeah,
I,
Richardson Hitchens, yeah. I saw him. He been calling Devin out, which I ain't gonna lie, that'll be a good matchup. But they like similar size, similar build. They almost got
similar
similar style.
similar styles too.
I just think, me personally, I watch Richardson Hitchens, and I think like how you can watch people. You got the elite, and then you got the people right under the elite. And I think he's right under the elite, but I still think Devin could beat him.
Mm-hmm. I'm saying, what you say? How you say this? Cans, not Nova News. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry if I butcher your name, bro. He says he really don't have no other fights to make. Everybody is booked up. He says Crawford needs to take this rematch. He's not going to be able to fight Canelo Alvarez because Canelo Alvarez might lose. Yeah, and even if he does, Canelo, even if he does lose or win, Canelo already said he's not going to fight Bud Crawford. You know what I'm saying? And just like Canelo make his own rules. Like he said, I don't fight Mexicans, right? And he meant that shit. You know what I'm saying? You see, he's not fighting David Benavidez. He's fighting outside of his weight class. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he's bringing a dude up 2 weight classes. What I'm saying, instead of fighting the dudes that's ready to fight him. So if this don't say, what it really is, what Canelo Alvarez really is, then I don't know what to tell his fans, you know what I'm saying? But I don't think they care anyway. I think they already know. PGH Big Dog in the building. He says, Bud is on his BS again. That's why he has no fan base. And that's real. That's real, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's what's going on, man. It's like he just don't care about saying traditional boxing, going for the best and proving you're the best. He want to cherry pick. You know what I'm saying? He's still not a draw. and that's for sure, man. He's not a draw. Even though he's in the driver's seat, he's still not a draw. Nobody wants to pay to see somebody that's reluctant to fight the best in the business. You know what I'm saying? And that's what makes you a champion to me in boxing. He said he got drug charges. Nah, I ain't see that. You talking about Bomac? I don't think he got drug charge. He just got a gun charge. I don't know what kind of gun it was, but you know what I'm saying. When you get caught in a country that don't allow the shit, so like you could, like in Asia, man, if they catch you with drugs, bro, you out of here, bro. They will delete you for bringing drugs in China, because way back they had like a big epidemic, what I'm saying, opioid epidemic, and it killed a lot of people. So now the laws over there are super strict. Like if old girl who took that shit over to Russia, and she would have did that shit in China, she would have been up out of here, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's like they don't play. What I'm saying? So these countries, what I'm saying, the laws are real strict. We just saw the chick in Dubai that she in the Muslim country and raising her voice, and they put her ass in jail. So we got to be careful as Americans. We can't be arrogant, running around this thing thinking we running shit. So it's too dangerous for a fight. It's too dangerous a fight for it's a high risk, low reward fight. And like you said, he's not going to take that fight with Boots, even though people are calling for it, like Leonard Ellaby. But Leonard Ellaby, he makes all the sense in the world, but he should know that Crawford ain't gonna take that damn fight. His whole career shows you that he don't like taking risks. He just don't. He says nobody's not going to give Crawford any extra money. Said the PBC didn't want to get Crawford money anyway. They did. They really thought the fight wasn't going to do as well as it did. I'm surprised that it didn't crack $1 million, man. I think the pay-per-views were like $600,000 or something like that. Isn't that what it was?
You know what I noticed? I'm gonna tell you why it's not gonna do it. Because listen to how Bob Aaron talk. You know how he done came out and said it. yeah, black fighters don't feel well against each other, right? And if you listen to some of these channels, I go to a lot of different channels, and I talk to a lot of different fan bases, racist fan bases and all. And the way they talk is, oh, that's not a big fight. It don't matter how good the two black fighters, they're gonna downplay it. So you know what they tell me for? That the night that fight happened, they gonna watch it pull, but they not gonna buy it. So a lot of these races, they gonna stream black fighters. They gonna pirate them fights. That's why our fighters don't feel good. They want to see it pull. Don't get it mistaken. Just like they always wanted to see us fight. They always wanted to see the Ali's. They always wanted to see the Floyd Mayweather and the Roy Jones Jr. It's just that now the climb of the boxing, because now more than ever, but that's part of the fight game now. How much can you sell? Like back then, now correct me if I'm wrong, but I know Ali was doing numbers for his time, but people were more concerned about whether he won or not and who he was fighting versus how much he sold. Now, how much you sell is a big part of how much credit you get in today's fighting game. And a lot of these races don't want black fighters to get that kind of credit, so they're not going to pay for you. They're not going to pay to boost you up even more and give you good viewership.
Yeah, like, I was listening to, somebody, I was listening to the Dimitri Andrade, and he's been vocal on a lot of shit lately, man. It's, I mean, I respect his skill, but, when he's irrelevant, when he don't have a fight, he don't say a whole lot. But, he was saying that Spence, shouldn't beat himself up, because he lost against the best. And he was saying, just go in the second fight and, like, put it on the line, saying they kind of equated Errol Spence Jr. second fight is to throwing all the chips into the middle of the pot and all this kind of shit. And I was like, what is he talking about, bro? It's like, bro, you just got back, bro. The fighting. I just hate when these guys start speaking on the big events and you ain't been doing shit, your entire career, bro. You've been fighting nothing but, these easy touches at the zone. Now all of a sudden, now that you, got this fight with David Benavidez, all of a sudden now you want to talk and be relevant again. So, but I mean, I do respect him as a fighter, but hey, Spence did get beat. But I think this second fight is going to bring out something different in Spence, and if it don't, then I'm gonna be a little disappointed with the Derrick James in the camp. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm gonna be a little disappointed. You know what I'm saying? Because we know how important it is, for a legacy fight for this man. I mean, you don't want to go into the books losing twice to Bud Crawford. You know what I'm saying? You just don't. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, go get Blu-ray. You know what I'm saying? If Errol Spence Jr. is listening to this broadcast, go get Blu-ray. You know what I'm saying? And have him help you, bro. Get your strength back. Because you only got a few months. You really only got a few months to get yourself together.
And one thing how you brought up there, I agree with you. And one thing I noticed about Derrick James, but that I don't agree with, his style, his training method, is that he trained his fighters to fight just like he did or fight just like each other. Like, the reason I say that's a mistake, because I think that when you everybody, when you fight, but everybody got a different mentality. Everybody got different attributes and different skill sets also. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like some people, they born with better, they naturally more got better footwork. It's just natural. Like, man, you know what? My footwork better than yours. So one thing about it is, if you got two fighters, right? You got an Errol Spence and you got a Frank Martin. You don't fight them to fight the exact same way. And the reason I bring that up is I know that Frank Martin getting more and more flesh with it every fight because you training that out of him. Because Frank Martin got damn good feet. I don't know, when I first saw Frank Martin, that's what stood out to me. Frank Martin got feet as good as anybody in boxing, but he gets more and more flesh with it because Derrick James training all these fighters to fight just like each other. And I don't think that's good.
Hold on, I'm making somebody a moderator. Okay. Yeah, I mean, this is Bud need to fight. Bud need to fight Boots to prove that he's the best. He said it's sad that people like Bud is not a real champion like the real champions back in the day when champions were real champions. Yeah, it's not about proving that you really dominate the division. You know what I'm saying? Like Canelo went up there and didn't even fight David Benavidez. A part of that was David Benavidez' fault for losing the belt. But I would have never. Well, I ain't gonna say I would have never thought Canelo would have skipped him. But he jumped. He hopped right over in the WBC. You know what I'm saying? They helped him do it. You know what I'm saying? To become undisputed. So this is the trend in boxing. It's like you don't have to prove you're the best anymore. You don't have to fight everybody, all the top guys. You know what I'm saying? You could just skip them some bitches. You could just fight who you want, and your fans will say, yeah, you the greatest. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you number one. You know what I'm saying? But all the old heads is like, bro, you got that one guy over there to fight. What about him? Oh, I'm only looking for the big fights now. You know what I'm saying? That dude messed up. You know what I'm saying? He lost his belt on the scale. You know what I'm saying? But he's the best guy in the division. So, people are like really, really letting that go. People, some of the boxing fans, they don't care. You used to have to answer for that shit back in the days, bro. You ain't number one. They'll be calling out the champ, telling him to come to the fight. You know what I'm saying? And walk in that ring and tell him when you're gonna fight me, man. You know what I'm saying? When you gonna fight? Just like Shakur did Devin. You know what I'm saying? We're missing that kind of stuff. And we're getting the Demetrius Andrades who are allowing these guys just to walk all over them, you know what I'm saying, and skip them and freeze them out. I can't believe he took that deal at the zone, and he's one of the best guys. He's one of the best fighters in the world, bro. And you let them feed you marginal talent and just gave you a couple of paydays. And now you know what I'm saying, you're at the end of your career. Yeah, you might go out there and get your ass tore up by David Benavidez, the Mexican monster. You know what I'm saying? Who is one of my favorite fighters. You know what I'm saying? I would trade the Mexican monster, you know what I'm saying, for a few black fighters, you know what I mean? I mean, just because he got that willpower, he want to fight everybody. I like that spirit of David Benavidez. And if you look at a lot of these fighters we think that got more talent, they don't want to fight everybody. They want to skip around, and they want to get, fight people at their worst. That's not a champion. You know what I'm saying? I can't get behind that shit. I can't co-sign that. You know what I'm saying? I can't do it. He says, did Bud reject the rematch at 54? I don't think he can. I don't think he can. I think, like they say, I think it's in the books, it's in the contract. But one thing I do notice is that people like making up stuff just to piss off the fans, right? I saw a post on I guess they call Twitter X now, and they were saying somebody did a post where it's good that Errol Spence Jr. decided to not do the rematch, right? I'm just kind of paraphrasing because I forgot how he phrased it, but that was the spirit of the text or the tweet or whatever, the X or whatever they got going on over there. And he was saying like they was trying to just piss off the fans that Errol Spence Jr. acting like he had mentioned that, say he's not doing the rematch. And I was just like, man, this shit is crazy, man. It's like people putting out fake information. Of course, I had to go look, research it and look to see if it was true, and it wasn't. So they got a lot of shit going on with people putting out fake news out here and trying to piss off the fans and stuff. And I just don't understand the overkill. I really don't. So when we all trying to be entertained by the sport, so we just want to see, the best guys, duke it out. Andre says, all I know is ain't nobody packing my luggage for me, my underwear, my pants, my shirt. And they probably didn't. You know what I'm saying? They probably didn't. They probably just got slipped in on him, he looked like a lazy ass dude. You know what I'm saying? He's not gonna, once he pack his shit, he probably gonna take one shower the whole week he over there, and he ain't gonna wear no more drawers. You know what I'm saying? So that's how he just got jammed up.
Yeah, Bomac don't even step up on the canvas to give his fighters instructions. He's not about to pack his own liquor.
I mean, do you see how big that guy is, man? That dude, I mean, he looked like two full-grown linebackers, man. It's like, so he's not a dude that looked like he's real methodical. He's not real, detail oriented, what I'm saying? He's type of dude that, he probably got nothing but stretch pants, what I'm saying, to wear, and he's not going to look for, you're not going to see him in a suit no time soon. What I'm saying? Unless that motherfucker specially made, that's going to be expensive suit. right there for Bomac. That's what that is. He said EJ needed to move on, need to move on. We'll see. No, I think he need this. I think he need to get back. I think but I just want Crawford to come out of that scheming, plotting, that Prince Machiavelli type shit, trying to scheme and trying to find the advantage to win. Just be a champion, man. If you're a superstar and you undisputed two-time champion, you know what I'm saying? What everybody's gonna say. I need you to come out there and fight that man like a real champion. You know what I'm saying? Fight the man at 154 where y'all contracted the fight to be. Stop trying to sneak your way out and stop trying to do all this other shit. No, it's on and popping, and you do have the advantage because just 2 months. I mean, just a few months ago, you beat the man. You knocked him out in the ninth round, so you got a psychological advantage, right? So Spence got he's got a uphill battle. You know what I'm saying, to beat Crawford. And the man. He came in the superb, and Spence. He's gonna have to raise his game, man. To beat Crawford, which would make this a really great comeback story. I wonder how many articles going to be out there for Spence, say if he go out there and knock out Crawford. Say, is there going to be any articles, and is there going to be a celebration, for the what they call it, old media? Are they going to be like, oh, Spence, really celebrate, a real champion, making a real comeback, you know. This is Crawford need to retire, said because he's not getting no more money anywhere else, and just to fight Boots, he's going to want a lot of money from Showtime, and I could see him getting that money because they're trying. Showtime is really behind Boots. That's one thing about Boots. He's a solid fighter, and I think he's going to be one of them dudes that fight everybody. I think he's going to really bring boxing up to the next rung. Saying, because we need more fighters like that. The David Benavidez, the Mexican Monster, Demetrius Bivol totally pissed off. This is horrible. I mean, he need to go ahead and fight Better Be. Go ahead and take care of that business, and I think that'd be good for him. But you got a few fighters that's willing to do it the traditional way, and then you just got these dudes that that's just trying to be opportunists in the sport. And I think Ryan Garcia, what I'm saying, as much as I love his natural abilities, he's another one that's not going to fight everybody. Even though I see
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna fight everybody either. I mean, I don't know. Sometimes when they lose that oath, they be more open to lose it again. You know what I'm talking about? That makes sense. Sometimes after they lose one,
sometimes, but it gives them more. It gives them more courage. If I was Ryan Garcia, shit, what I'm saying, and you tighten up on them fundamentals, go out there and fight Matisse. What the hell? What I'm saying? The guys don't have a whole lot of fights. Going out there and fight Matisse, what I'm saying? All you could do is lose. That's the worst case scenario. You're a young guy. Go out there like Oscar De La Hoya, what I'm saying, and fight the fights, man. What I'm saying, and get the reputation, and get the courage, Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So he is going to 140 though, right? Or Ryan?
Yeah, he's going to 140. Yeah, he's talking about fighting.
140, man, 140 about to be popping, but that's
it is. It's popping right now. But
that 135 shit, that shit, the past 140 is about to be the division because I think Boots about to take over 147. It's not going to be, basically, we're going to get to watch Boots dominate, but it's not going to be a division we like, oh man, they got all these great fights because we know Boots going to damn near beat everybody. But at 140, that shit going to be entertaining to watch, but watching different people match it up, see who's trying to get these belts. Because at 135, the only thing that's about to happen, bro, or possibly down the line, is Frank Martin and Shakur Stevenson trying to get these belts. If you don't have them younger dudes moving up, like what his name is, like shoot them. If they move into 135, then yeah, you know what I'm saying. 135 can get interesting. But other than that, bro, Shakur probably just gonna run the table on everybody.
Well, the thing is, if they don't build their names up, because right now boxing is all about big event fights, and it's not about boxing. It's not about the sport. It's about making big events. It's about building up names, building up, say icons or characters, whatever you want to call them. Build up stars and then cashing them out. That's what it's about right now, and that's why it kind of sucks because what I'm saying, even though you'll get a Shakur Stevenson and you'll get a Tank in the same division, what I'm saying, the star really runs the show. Even though another guy like Devin can have all the belts, but he don't have the cachet of a Tank Davis, right? So Tank Davis got more power than the damn undisputed champion because people love Tank. They love the power, and they like the type of fighter he is. So it don't matter. The belts seem like it's secondary now. So nobody's like really harping on the belts, like that, and I don't like that at all. And I don't like sanctioning bodies, but I do like the structure of boxing. And if we got to get back to where the fighters want the belts instead of just the stardom, so they can pick and choose the fights that they want. And that's what's kind of making us crazy here. You're like, damn, what I'm saying, they're not really caring about the belts. What I'm saying, they just want these big fights for the networks to make these big chunks of money. And it's like, damn, what I'm saying, do I want Tank to fight Shakur Stevenson? Hell yeah, I would love for that to be his next fight. But we know goddamn well Tank, what I'm saying, he got a lot of money to be made fighting Pitbull Cruz. He could fight anybody he want, and he's almost like the Canelo at 135. And he even mentioned him. He even said it, that he's like Canelo. And if you think about it, shit, that man, the way he sells out stadiums, the way he sells, it's true. People love Tank. He outsold Errol Spence Jr. and Bud Crawford. Him and Ryan Garcia. Can you believe that shit? You know what I'm saying? Can you really believe that? You know what I'm saying? He outsold them. And I just as a boxing fan, I'm thinking Spence and Bud Crawford fight was just the biggest fight in boxing, for the last 40 years. But shit, Ryan and Tank outsold them. So we're looking at a new day in boxing. So it ain't about the hardcore fans. It's about how many casuals you can bring to the table. You know what I'm saying? And how many asses and seats. So they're looking for the big events, what I'm saying, the networks and building up stars. And hopefully Boots and people like that, David Benavidez and Demetrius Bivol and David Morrell Jr. We're gonna have to those guys gonna have to bring boxing back to the sport of what I'm saying, and keep it traditional. Because you're looking at these dudes that they building up. You don't even hear about Triple G anymore, bro. You know what I'm saying? He was one of them guys that got the network deal, and what I'm saying, you don't even hear from it. Did he retire or something? Did he just like low key retire on our ass or something? 'Cause I don't hear about no fights coming his way. I don't hear nothing about Triple G. But hopefully we coming to an end of the Canelos. We're coming to the end of the big event fights. What I'm saying? We get back to, what I'm saying, the guys who are on the roster. What I'm saying, who's number one, who's number two, who's number three, who's number four. What I'm saying? Hopefully the top 10 can fight. What I'm saying, and we get it going like that again, because then you can keep up with the sport. Then we need to get rid of some of these extra belts, these regular titles and these little Mouse titles. What I'm saying? They're in the way. What I'm saying? People think they champions and shit when they get these little regular titles. What I'm saying? That shit don't mean nothing. Or it should say that you are the you're next in line. What I'm saying? And you should be guaranteed a fight once you get that, and it's written in stone. What I'm saying? So, if they could be consistent in the way they running it, what I'm saying, then what I'm saying, that'd be cool. But you can't just let these stars do what they want to do. In boxing, we got to have more structure to where what I'm saying, these guys are on a collision course, and we can expect what I'm saying, to get the big fight and get the real champions or the real best of the best in the ring. You know. So Cock Killer says Bud was all cap. He says cap when he said he was going to move up and fight the winner of Charlo Canelo fight. He knows he can't beat a legit super welterweight. I think Bud just be promoting. That's his way of promoting. He always attaching. It's just like he was saying, oh, Judah gone. Just like King Judah was saying the other day, Crawford knows how to run his mouth about, Jamel Charlo or the next big fight. You know what I'm saying? So people have that in their heads that that's where he's headed. But really, you know, say I don't know. He might fight Jamil. I don't know. He might fight Jamil if Jamil, you know, stayed at 154 because they got some real bad blood, you know, and he might put himself. He might think that he could beat Jamil. He might try himself against a Jamil Charlo. It's possible. You know what I'm saying? I think it's possible. He might look at his style and you know, what I'm saying think that he's quicker and he can outslick Jamel, you know what I'm saying? Because Jamel, you know what I'm saying, he be throwing them haymakers and left hooks, you know what I'm saying? I can see Crawford, you know, looking at his style and think that he could do something with it, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, he's underestimating Jamel Charlo, I do believe. I do believe, you know what I'm saying? So let me see. Let me go down in the comments. What's going on, Mike Rhythm in the building? What's going on? He says, "What's up, everybody? Could Blu-ray get Spence ready for 147 one more time?" I don't think. I think 147 is just too low for Spence. He's out. He's a big dude, man. People don't understand how big Errol Spence Jr. is for 147. You know, especially when you blow up, you know, 20 pounds. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, between weights. And I thought he was done with that because he was talking about how he was taking care, using his resources with a nutritionist and, you know what I'm saying, keeping his weight down. So it's kind of like a contradiction, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, he was just so flat. He was just so dehydrated in that damn fight. You know, the nigga looked ashy. He looked ashy. So you wondering, you know, how, I mean, is he really dedicated and putting his time into, you know what I'm saying, preparing himself to get better? Or is he just making the weight to get the money? Um, you know, so we'll be able to tell in this next fight because he don't have a lot of time. You know what I'm saying? Time is ticking, and you know, shit. You know, he better be um, getting everything. You know, getting Blu-ray, like getting everything his ducks in a row because Crawford, he already knows what he's gonna do. You know what I'm saying? So I just hope that Spence is still hungry and and he's just not looking at the money. Uh, but we'll be able to tell, man. I'm just kind of like, say I was just so disappointed by his performance, bro. Um, let's see. Andre Smith says, and I do think it got a lot to do with Victor. Yeah, me too. I do. But it's no way we're going to be able to tell because the man absolutely created the bylaws for Vida. I mean, he's a chemist. He's a scientist. So he knows how to get around those molecules. You take out one molecule, then the whole potion ain't the same. It ain't the same. Say you could pass the test. Say if you took any course of chemistry, if if you manipulate the makeup of the, and you know what you're doing, you can make water not water. You can make, if you take out certain elements and mixtures, and he's educated in that shit, and all that steroid shit. So we really should be banned from the sport. He should. I think VOD. I think they need to go with a new testing. Company or something like that, so we could get some real results. People, certain samples disappear for certain people, and it's like boxing is always going to be corrupt like that. It's always going to be corrupt, and we're always going to have these questions when we see somebody get blasted out the damn ring. Look at Inouye. Inouye knocking out motherfuckers like Manny Pacquiao did. And people just think, and it's fun to watch, because you want to believe that these guys really got it like that. But come on. What if he goes up to, goddamn 135, 140, knocking out people? People, nobody gonna say nothing. Say, oh man, he's just as great as he's greatest thing since cheese on pizza. Nah, bro. Something going on. Post and delete in China. He says, say, oh yeah. He says, in America pool. Okay, I think I'm behind. Let me see. Let me go down. So what's going on, Jason Grant? He says, he said, how is he cherry picking when he's trying to fight Charlo or Canelo? Cherry picker is what Tank do or Canelo. Well, why I say he's cherry picking is because he got dudes right there, just like Canelo. He's running away from his division. You know what I'm saying? He's running away from guys who already done fought eliminators, and he done fought about three damn eliminators. Why isn't he fighting the guys in his damn division? You know, Jamel Charlo is not in his division. He's pulling them up two weight classes, right? So if you look at Bud, you know what I'm saying? He's got the IBF interim champion right there, who is Jaron Boots Ennis, right? So why would he be looking to go up? You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's cherry picking, bro. You know, you got people in your division, unless you're just gonna leave and drop the belts and go up, and then then you can make a new argument. You know what I'm saying? If you drop the belts, but he's still the champion, undisputed champion at 147. Just like Devin is undisputed champion at 135. He's got to drop the belts, bro, or you're gonna always have people coming at you. You know what I'm saying? So they could become champion because you got all the goddamn belts. So you got to fight. You know what I'm saying? Somebody in your division, right? And Boots is hungry as hell. You know what I'm saying? You got Virgil Ortiz. You got that division is stacked. You know what I'm saying, with talent, and he need to fight somebody, bro. Move your ass out the way. You know what I'm saying? Go on up to 154, drop the belts. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna sell. Nobody don't want to see Bud Crawford fight nobody but Errol Spence Jr. and maybe Jamel Charlo. All this Canelo talk, that's just fantasy boxing. What's going on, Robert Emily Jones in the building? He says, Jonathan Park says, no, this fight is going to happen in December. It's not going to be held up. He said Crawford is just being that backstabber, weird liar that he is. Oh, man, powerful. You know what I'm saying? Robert and Emily Jones in the building. He said, what's good, Pool? Ed Chat. That's what's up, bro. Salute to you, Robert and Emily Jones. That's a pillar of Pool kind of boxing. Um, Let me see. Andre Smith says, I mean, Bomac in America, not in the UK. He got these charges. I mean, Bomac in America, not the UK. He got these. I think it's in the UK where they caught him at the airport, wasn't it? It was in the other country, If he would have been caught in the United States, he would already made bail. He would already made bail. You know what I'm saying? Because America, I'm pretty sure if it's his gun, say he's going to be registered, he would have been probably let out the same damn day. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe a week later, he wouldn't still be in jail. You know what I'm saying? So it had to be some international bullshit. You know, and the article I read, it was in Manchester. So you know, Jason Grant says Terrence Crawford have a big fan base. Have a big fan base. I'm one of them, and all the Terrence Crawford channels is still Terrence Crawford channels. Um, I mean, I don't know what that means. I don't know how you quantify something like that. You must be like, thousands of people or something. You must be millions of people, Jason Grant. You know what I'm saying? But, I'll give you that. You know what I'm saying? You could have that point. You know what I'm saying? Nobody really cares. You could take that Terrence Crawford stuff, to the Terrence Crawford channels. You know what I'm saying? So Jonathan Park says, yeah, EJ messed up terribly. And I think a lot of these big fights are scripted. That's just my opinion. It's been said before. It's been said before that a trilogy is what they want out of Bud Crawford and Errol Spence Jr. I don't know how real that is. If I was EJ, I don't know how in the hell I could take the first loss. But look like, since EJ had the control, maybe he could set those kind of conditions. I don't see Bud making no kind of deal like that. You know what I'm saying? He said, "Be that God said, is Frank Martin still with you?" Of course he is. Hello. Let me see. Hello. Let me see. I'm trying to see if I could get this thing to work on. I'm glad you called in. Hold on. Let me see. I'm see if I could get it on. I'm trying to see. Say receiving calls. Let me see. I don't think my people can hear you. Hold on. Let me see. I can never get this thing to work. Let me see. Can you hear me? Huh. Yeah, I can hear you, but I don't think nobody on the thing can hear you. Hold on. Let me see if I can get you. Did you hang up? Okay, I'm trying to get you to pull up. Let me see. I'm trying to put it on speaker. Hold on. Let me see. No, 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 no. No, I see. I say, hold on. Let me see. Damn. Oh, that's not what that is. Can you can you hear me now? Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, Jason.
Yeah, like the point that I'm trying to make, because I'm a Crawford fan. And
Uh-huh.
one thing everybody keep leaving out
Mm-hmm.
is that PVC deal with Bud. It's not a 2-fight deal. It was a 3-fight deal. It was a 2-fight deal. It was a 2-fight with Spence, and then it was supposed to be the winner of the Spence first fight and rematch. Then it was supposed to go up to Charlo. It was supposed to get him or Spence was supposed to get the fight with Charlo. That was the deal with that Crawford signed. But it seems like they're playing games with Crawford and sitting up there now. Stripping one of Charlo belts from him. So now that fight, it won't be a undisputed fight. So that's why I feel like Crawford doing what he's doing. Y'all playing games. The deal was a 3-fight deal. 2 fights with Spence, and then the winner out of those fights go up and fight Charlo. But everybody keeps forgetting about the third fight. The third fight, which was with Charlo. And then Charlo got up out of there. And then if you really want to look at it, it seemed like the WBO had something to do with it, playing games, because the WBO, like the WBO belt, was the belt that Crawford could have forced the fight with Charlo. He could have forced the fight with Charlo with that belt. And that's the belt that they stripped from Charlo. The only belt that would let Crawford force a fight.
Well, Crawford is undisputed at 147, so he got the WBO.
Yeah,
He got the
but
WBO. Say that. Say that again.
yeah, but there's only one. There's only the WBO. Only the WBO forces a fight. Like the person that's from 147
Mm-hmm.
to force a fight with the one that's 154 or whatever. Like that's the only belt that does that.
Yeah, but go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, like the super champion. That's the only belt that actually forces that would force that, and that's the belt that they stripped from Charlo. It didn't make no sense. It seemed like they playing games. So now you see Crawford not even talking about 154 no more. He want to go straight up to whoever wins the Canelo or the Canelo or Charlo fight. Whoever wins at 168. That's what he wants. He ain't even talking about 154 no more because he want to be undisputed 3 times. He want to be undisputed. So now that they done stripped the belt from 154, he ain't even worried about that no more. He want Charlo or Canelo. Which now y'all got Canelo in a situation because Canelo was like, hey, I ain't got no beef with Crawford. I don't want that man. I don't want to fight with that man. I like Crawford. I'm a fan of Crawford. He's a great fighter. And now y'all got him talking about coming for me. So now y'all got now y'all got Canelo sitting up there feeling some type of way. It's like they played games with Crawford the whole time. The deal that he signed with PBC was he get 3 fights. 2 with Spence, 1 with Charlo. And it seemed, and then soon as he went over there and signed it, Charlo went up to fight Canelo.
But let me ask you this, Jason. Jason, let me ask you this. Do you blame Charlo for going up there to fight Canelo? That's a bag that you can't turn down, don't you agree?
No, I don't blame him. I don't blame him at all for going to get that money. Just like I don't blame
Like I don't blame Crawford for not wanting to fight Boots because the thing is, Crawford just finally had a big payday, and if he go fight Boots, that'll be him. That'll be him sitting up there going bite down to take a low payday, which you already know. If he go bite down and fight and take a low payday with Boots, then they gonna think that say, oh, his next fight, whoever he fight, oh, well, you just fought Boots for $5 million, so that's really what you worth. That's what you worth.
I don't. I don't know if that. I don't know if that logic flies because if he have a second, he's going to have a second fight with Errol Spence Jr., which that fight is going to bring in some money. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to be.
Yeah. And the truth of the matter is, I'm a Crawford fan, and I know exactly what Crawford's doing right now. Crawford is trying to get out of that. He's trying to get out of that next Spence fight because he knows, just like everybody else knows, that next fight is not going to sell big. Nobody thinks that Spence going to be able to win, except diehard Spence fans. So it's a waste of time. He's not going to make that much money. So it's going to take his stock down. That's why he's trying to straight up.
His stock never been. His stock. Hold on, Jason. You've been going on and on. His stock never been up, bro. His fights never sold. You know what I'm saying? This was his biggest. This was his biggest payday, bro. You know what I'm saying? So for you to say, hold on. Let me see. But he's not gonna. You need to. Spence is his best dance partner right now. If he's not gonna fight Boots and Charlo is not available, you know what I'm saying? Why not fight your rematch? Why try to get out the rematch, which Spence is your best dance partner? And then, you know what I'm saying, people are trying to make this case where nobody wants to see the fight. That's bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody knows that Spence was done at 147. You know what I'm saying? People want to see, they're interested to see, was that fight a fluke? Not only, but Crawford fans, diehard Bud Crawford fans want Bud to walk away with the win over Spence. But people, people.
And that's the truth. That's the truth about it. Every Crawford channel I be on, just like me.
Mm-hmm.
We want Crawford to go ahead and just take the rematch with Spence at 154. Knock him out so it can't be no excuses. Even though the Spence channels that we be on, that I be on, they sat there and already said that even though Bud beat Spence, even if Bud beat Spence at 154, it's just gonna prove to them more that he was on steroids. And if he loses Spence at 154, it's just gonna prove to them even more that he was on steroids the first fight.
Well, y'all see, we can't like put Bud in this victim, type status. That's one thing I can't stand. You know what I'm saying? People are worried about what everybody's talking about. That don't matter, bro. What matters is the best fighting the best at their best. That's what we're looking for. We don't care. We don't care what the narrative. Let me get mine in, bro. I'll let you get yours in. You know what I'm saying? We're not worried about. We're talking about real boxing fans. We're not talking about the people who just want to live off the bragging rights. We want to know who the best is. Because if you looked at the past and you see sometimes you have to fight 2, 3, 4 times to see, who's really the best. You know what I'm saying? In this day and age, people just want you to get in the ring one time and whoever wins, they say that guy's the best. That guy might have been off that day. You know what I'm saying? We know this in boxing. Floyd Mayweather, you know what I'm saying? He did rematches. You know what I'm saying? If the fight was close or whatever, you know what I'm saying? He'll give you a rematch, you know what I'm saying? And we just need to have that same kind of mentality, that same kind of spirit for boxing, like we used to, say, hey man, let them guys fight it out. Say, don't worry about the next 3 fights, you know what I'm saying? Just make sure you got the best fight in front of you right now today. And that's what I'm saying about Crawford. I don't care that he don't fight Boots, because I do believe Boots is in a class behind him. You know what I'm saying? And I do believe Boots would beat Crawford because he's an older guy, but that's the whole point why he don't have to fight him, because he is older. He is in a class behind Bud Crawford. I think he needs to move forward with his class, which is why I'm pissed off with Keith Thurman and I'm pissed off with Danny Garcia. I, because they didn't get it in with Bud Crawford. And I think you need to fight your class, you know what I'm saying, your peers. And that's the thing about Crawford. He never did jump in the fray with his peers, you know what I'm saying? And that's his only setback, that he didn't fight everybody. Now, I'm not saying if he would have won or lost against those guys. It's just the fact that he didn't get in there. And I think that's where he gets a lot of pushback. A lot of people try to make it about other things, you know what I'm saying? But no, if you're going to be the baddest man in the land, you don't come in at the end. You go through the gauntlet with everybody else. And that's what we're used to as real boxing fans, is watching these guys really rise to the top, beating, you know what I'm saying, all comers. And we didn't see that with Crawford. So even though he's a great talent, you got to get in the ring with these guys. And I think it's a good time. I think this is a good time for him to do that,
But the thing is, everybody keeps forgetting that it was a 3-fight deal. He got a 3-fight deal with PBC. It's not a 2-fight deal. Everybody just got their mind stuck on Spence. What Spence and Crawford said was, after they fight and then they rematch, they going up. And Crawford kept saying in interviews that he's going up to fight in the deal. He's going up to fight Charlo. That will probably be his next fight. So if he okay, now let's say the Spence fight don't happen, or let's say the Spence fight do happen, because really I want the Spence fight to happen,
okay,
because I want to go ahead and get that out the way, point blank here, because you can see from that last fight, there's no way, which we already knew, Spence is just too slow for Crawford. He's too slow.
Well, I think he was drained. You know what I'm saying? I think he couldn't make the weight for a long time. I think he should have fought Crawford after the Ugas fight, when he was, still in shape. You know what I'm saying? And the man came off of 16 months, and you can't fight Crawford. Crawford got his tune up in. You know what I'm saying? He got whatever he needed in. You know what I'm saying? It was Spence they held up for a year. You know what I'm saying? Trying to negotiate the fight, and that kept Spence out the ring for a long time. So I don't think that was the best. That wasn't the best Errol Spence Jr. Now, could he have beat him when he was at his best? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? That's why I want to see it at 154 and not 147. I want to see.
You don't know that fight gonna happen.
No, but do you understand the? But do you understand the logic? Do you?
Crawford just right now, he's trying because remember, you got to remember, in that first contract that they signed, both sides, Spence was going to get a bigger cut than Crawford, even with the rematch. It was made like that because that was the only way they could do it. Spence was going to get a bigger slice of the pie on both fights. That's how PVC works. But and now Crawford is just trying to, okay, hey, I want this more even. I want this more even. Okay, like, I understand that we agreed that Spence was going to get whatever the percentage is. Whatever the percentage is, but we don't know the percentage. We just know that Spence gets the bigger cut than Crawford. And they had that in both of the contracts, the rematch and Crawford, like, hey, if you want to force this fight, if you want to take this rematch, I want it to be more even. I should be able to get a bigger pie, a bigger piece than what we agreed on at first. Because right now, y'all forgetting that both contracts, Spence was going to get a bigger piece of the pie.
So I mean, I agree with all that. I'm just trying to see, you know what I'm saying? Because so what are you saying? Because Jamel, they may have 2 fights with Canelo. I mean, he might end up, but if he don't end up having a second fight with Canelo, I don't think that Jamel is going to fight David Benavidez. I don't see him fighting David Moret. Hold on, let me finish. I don't see him fighting those guys. So he probably will come back down and fight Crawford. Now, it might not be, but if he win undisputed at 168, he might, and Crawford, if he's willing to come up to 168 for that third fight, I could see PBC giving Crawford that fight. I could see that. So I don't think it's out the realm of possibility. I don't think it's out the realm of possibility that he's, he talking about, you saying like the PBC is doing something wrong to Crawford. They could make that fight. You know what I'm saying? Up there at 168.
But you gotta look at it. But look at it if it was your situation where you had a contract where you fight Spence twice. Where you fight Spence twice, and then they say right after the Spence fight, you go fight Charlo, and then next thing you know, now Charlo is in the fight with Canelo, talking about a rematch. So, and then they talk about stripping the WBO belt, which could have forced you to make him fight. So it's like to him they playing games because everybody knows Spence don't trust PBC, and PBC don't really like Crawford.
Well, you
don't like Crawford.
but you acting like that like it's a conspiracy that the WBO stripped Jamel Charlo. I mean, he's not fighting at that way. He's not fighting at 154. But if he becomes undisputed at 168, they can fight there. So it'll be the same thing. He'll have he'll have an undisputed chance right there at 168. So it'll still be the same situation because they're contracted to fight. So that's what I'm saying. Like so the PBC ain't really trying to trick him or nothing. It's just they just giving Jamel his opportunity to make his bones because Canelo, let's face it, he is from the same class as them guys. Them guys came up together, right? Just like Crawford, they're all the same class. So, to me, it makes sense, to fight Tim Tszyu and all them guys, them new dudes. Them dudes are new. They still got to build their names.
But Charlo also said in the interview, when he was talking about Crawford, he said, I'm not worried about Crawford right now. Like I'm finna sit there, and I'm finna fight Canelo, and if I win Canelo, I ain't going back down.
Well, that's cool. It wouldn't make sense for him to go back down because he's not undisputed anymore. You know what I'm saying? So if he's undisputed,
but then he also said after he said I'm not going back down, he said that Crawford needs to go fight other people. Like he need to fight Boots. He need to fight other people. Like, but
that's always been the knock on Crawford that he won't fight the dudes that are around him. You know what I'm saying? And people just want to see him really be the top champion in that division. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like Canelo when he skipped over David Benavidez and called himself undisputed. No, undisputed means nobody else there's nobody else in your weight class they think that could beat you. No, we think David Benavidez could beat Canelo. We think Boots can beat Bud Crawford. So if you're going to be undisputed in that division, they want you to defend that title against the people.
Me as a Crawford fan, what I hope will happen is Showtime will actually go ahead and pay Crawford what something that he'll be happy with to fight Boots. So we already know.
Why do you care? Why do you care about that? Why do you care? Don't you just want to see the fight?
I'm saying, hold on. I'm saying we know Crawford ain't afraid to fight Boots because he tried to fight Boots on BLK Prime. Like,
oh no, that was come on, bro. Come on now. Come on. They know hold on, listen, just listen for a second. Now they know Boots got a Showtime deal, bro. Everybody knows that he's got a contract with Showtime. Why in the hell would you just listen for a second, my brother? Jason. Listen, everybody knows that Boots got a contract with Showtime. Why in the hell would you try to do business with a rinky-dink company like BLK Prime? Why didn't you just come over to Showtime? Why didn't Bud just try to make a deal with Showtime?
Showtime wasn't offering $10 million.
Yeah.
And they were going to pay, BLK was going to pay Boots $3 million. That would have been his highest payday. And pay Crawford $10 million.
Didn't you see the Steven Espinosa said that they never got back with him? He contacted Black Prime, and they never got back with him. They were supposed to come back with the details.
Steven Espinosa said he never got back to them because they didn't have nothing to offer because they don't have they don't have Crawford under contract.
I mean, I don't know what that means.
That.
If Showtime has Boots, right, and Bill and Bill Prime got Crawford, they had to go through Steven Espinoza to make that deal happen. You know what I'm saying? And maybe they could have did a cross promotional, but it never worked. So to me,
but Steven said he didn't want that because BLK had nothing to offer because they don't really have a full contract with Terrence Crawford. They only it's on a fight by fight basis.
Right. So basically, this gets the pressure off Crawford so to make a deal. It's almost like pump faking. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know what I'm saying? As long as you make a gesture, you know the shit ain't gonna work. You know Black Prime and Espinoza ain't gonna make no deal. You know that. You know what I'm saying? Unless it's on Showtime. Listen. Unless it's on Showtime, you know, because Showtime going to want it on their platform. BLK Prime going to want it on that. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It was a pump fake. It was a pump fake on the Crawford side, and they even went back on the Gillies podcast. You know what I'm saying? Where they were arguing back and forth. Where, you know what I'm saying, they didn't get back with my man. That's what Bozy was saying. You know what I'm saying? They was trying to make a deal up under the table.
But what's his name said? He admitted that he never got fight after he talked to them the first time.
Bro, have you seen any fights on BLK Prime? Have you seen any fights since then on BLK Prime?
The Terrence Crawford fight.
That's it. I mean, have you ever seen any other fights? Why would Show?
That's because the Broner fight. They when AD was trying to fight only, they paid the first dude not to fight. They paid the first.
You're not answering the question, bro. Have you seen any other? None of the Adrian Broner fights worked out. You know what I'm saying? It's a rinky-dink company.
And that's the thing. It worked out. It didn't work out because they paid the other dude not to take the fight, and the other two dudes that they set up pulled out. Everybody kept pulling out of the fight. So if one dude already admitted they paid him to not take the fight, they paid him what BLK.
But what I'm trying to get you to see, you're proving my point. You see what I'm saying? They knew, the Crawford camp knew that shit wasn't gonna work out no damn BLK Prime, bro. Now if Crawford would have went over to Showtime, that shit would have worked out. He know what he needed to do to make the fight. He needed to go to Steven Espinoza. Listen, Jason, listen.
You have this company you have these companies that want.
I mean, this is simple, man. I mean, it's not that complicated, bro. Crawford don't want to fight Boots, bro. He just don't. You know what I'm saying? But he needed a cover. He needed to save face. You know, because he went and fought David. Listen. Just listen for a second, brother. Just listen. He went to fight David Avanesian. That's who he fought, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Was the second place and mandatory with the WBO, and he went the other way. That's 2 times Boots could have got the fight and chose not to. And with the WBO,
no, man. I mean, he got out the WBO because he knew that. I mean, they didn't make him the mandatory. They didn't make him the man. You could be number 1 contender over there. It don't matter. You still not the mandatory, bro. You know what I'm saying? So he went to IBL. Listen, he went IBL because they enforced their mandatories. You know what I'm saying? You could pay the WBO. You know what I'm saying, to put you where you want. You know, he fought David Avenue, who was goddamn probably number 50 before they really started making him somebody who Crawford could fight, and then all of a sudden he showed up number 6. Nobody except for me or maybe a couple other people saw David Avenesian fight before. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, come on, bro. You know, why not fight Boots? Why not fight?
But the thing is, the WBO have a rule where the first, second, and third person can mandate a fight. Can mandate the fight. The head dude, he was second. That means he could have mandated the fight because the first person was not going to fight Crawford. He had already said that. So Boots could have mandated to fight Crawford, and he chose not to.
Oh man, that's like when they say, you know, when he was undisputed, when Crawford was undisputed at 140, he could have mandated the fight. He could have got up under the IBF and he could have forced a Spence fight, right? Mm.
Hold on, repeat what you said.
I said that's just like when Crawford, he was undisputed at 140. He could have went the IBF route and forced a fight with Errol Spence Jr., right?
And he did, and he tried to.
Wait a minute. What?
He tried to. That you have to have a what you call it?
Oh,
Promoter.
oh God! Come on, Jason. Come on now. You don't believe that. You don't believe that because
he tried to become mandatory twice.
Bro, you don't believe that? Come on, man. You know he was undisputed. He had the golden ticket. When you undisputed, you got the golden ticket, bro. You can do pretty much. You can get behind anybody. You just get behind the sanctioning body that's more serious about enforcing the mandatories, right? And the IBF is notorious for that shit. So if he would have got in with the IBF, he could have fought Spence directly. You know what I'm saying? So and Spence would have took that fight. He even went.
But hold on, Spence. When the last time did Spence actually get a mandatory with IBF?
The IBF got so many back then. He had so many empty spaces, man. I mean, they didn't even have no names in certain spots.
Like Spence haven't fought a mandatory in what years? 3 years?
Well, I mean, I don't follow the logic, but you know what I'm saying? I'm just telling you that Crawford had his chance to fight Spence back then, and I just think he had to acclimate himself to the division. He didn't think he could beat Spence, and he waited his time. He waited for that man to be done with the division to get in the ring with him. You know what I'm saying? So this is the knock that we have on Crawford. So he went and fought Jose Benavidez. He fought all these off-brand welterweights when he could have been fighting Keith Thurman, Danny Garcia, and he could have been recognized as a real, champion in the division. But he sat on that belt for years and years and years, bro. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't like nobody. It ain't people hate Crawford. It's just that he just didn't do it the traditional way. That's all.
But one thing that Crawford trainer said, he said, what did he say? He said he was looking at Spence. They were working. He was looking at Spence trying to diagnose a strategy against Spence for 5 whole years because he knew one day he would fight Spence. And what he said, what's the other thing he said? He said when he saw Boots.
But according to Crawford, he got 2 or 3 different narratives going on. Either they ducked him, or he say, he contradicts himself.
No. This ain't even about the ducking. This ain't even about the ducking. This is Bomac sitting up there saying that he already broke down the strategy for Spence and Boots because he knew that one day they will fight Spence and Boots. So
yeah, it's called weight training. It's called waiting that man out till he's done with the division. They said that shit years ago. They tried that child psychology. They tried that child psychology. You know what they're gonna say? They're gonna say you will weight train. You know why? Because that's the plan. You know what I'm saying?
But that was BBC fault. That wasn't Crawford fault.
Yes, it was. Because he could have been fought Spence. He kept staying out of the line.
What Spence said? Al Herman, he showed me my list. I'm gonna fight this person, that person, that person, that person, this person. And then Crawford asked him, so my name ain't on that list no more? They're like, oh nah, man.
Bro, let me ask you a question. Who tells the truth more often in their career? You know what I'm saying? When did Errol? Hold on. You keep talking, bro. Let me who keep contradicting themselves over and over, and who keeps doing exactly what they say they're gonna do in their career? Which one is more believable, Crawford or Errol Spence Jr.? Just tell me that.
I'm gonna just give you that and say I'm gonna give you that and say Spence because Spence actually did after he like he said I'm gonna get all the belts on this side first, and then if you still got a belt, then I'll fight you. I'm gonna get all the belts on my side first, and then if you still got a belt, I'm gonna fight you.
But why did he say that? But why did he say it like that though? Why he was in the face of Bud Crawford and Bob Arum? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because the thing is, so but the point is.
No, what I'm saying is Bob Arum he offered Bob Arum a 60-40 deal, bro. You know what I'm saying? To change his trajectory. You know what I'm saying? He offered Crawford and Bob Arum a 60-40 deal back then. They didn't want it. You know what I'm saying? They didn't want it on for that deal. You know what I'm saying? So, it's a long history, but we're gonna have to agree to disagree. And let me get some more some more calls, Jason.
Say that Crawford waited out when Crawford was never in the plan for Spence. Even when this fight just happened, what did Spence say himself?
Hey,
they didn't want, my people did not want this fight. My people, Al and them, did not want me to fight you. I had to force them to make
what
this
the
fight.
PBC? Let me tell y'all something. Let me tell you something. The PBC is not Errol Spence Jr. Errol Spence Jr. is the champion. So y'all keep harping, y'all keep attacking the PBC. It's a promotional company.
I said that's what Spence said. Spence said PBC, Al Hammond, and his trainer did not want to fight Spence. Did not want him to
No. Y'all got this extra. Y'all putting a little extra mayonnaise on this here narrative, bro.
No, that's what he said.
You know what I'm saying?
He said nobody wanted me to take this fight. Nobody wanted me to take this fight on my side.
When did he say that? When did he say that, bro? Exactly. I follow this shit every day. When did Spence say that? You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna sit there. Look at the link. Look at the interview where he said that.
Well, I mean, this is my point. You know what I'm saying? They got a second fight. They got a rematch. And all I want to see is Bud Crawford just honor the contract. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be at, just let me finish, bro. Let me cook.
The contract says the winner chooses the weight class.
From what I'm hearing, the terms are already set for it to be at 154. No. Listen, bro. Stop for a second. From what I'm hearing, that's not true. That the winner gets to pick the weight. What I'm saying is it's already in the contract.
That's what Crawford said.
Okay.
That's what Crawford said. He said in the contract, he said the loser has the choice and to accept the rematch. But to do the rematch.
So let me ask you this. Do you want the fight? Let me ask you this. Do you want the fight to be at 147 or 154?
No, I want to be at 154.
Okay.
I wanted to be at 154, so won't nobody have no excuses. Even though we know it's still gonna be excuses. Will
y'all stop that? Will y'all stop the? We boxing. Hold on. We boxing fans, bro. Y'all act like domestic violence victims and stuff when it comes to Bud Crawford reputation, bro. You know what I'm saying? We are boxing fans. You know what I'm saying? Well, don't worry about what people are saying or what credit. You know what I'm saying? If he beats Spence, he beats Spence. You see what I'm saying? So don't worry about what the excuses are.
What I want to happen, that as a Crawford fan, I want Crawford to whoop Spence ass at 154. Go right down and beat Boots ass just to do it. Like I hope that fucking Showtime put up the money to set that fight up.
I'm sure they would. I'm pretty sure they would, long as there's no other promotional companies like VLK Prime involved. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure they would set that shit up. They would set.
You want to know why I feel like they wouldn't do that? That Showtime wouldn't put up the money? Because Showtime is, when you're thinking as a business standpoint, Boots going to get a belt regardless. Because Crawford planning on going up. If we sit down and we getting that Crawford go up and drop them belts, Boots going to have a belt. Now we have a fucking champion. Because Boots actually get handed a belt. So why have him fight Crawford, which will be a hard fight that he might lose, which he might lose, and then after he lose that, we done lost two cash cows, Spence and Boots. And then after that, Boots going to be a cash cow one day. So we'll lose Spence as a cash cow and Boots, and then he's going up to try to fight Jamar Charlo, which is another champion that they have. We're going to split up all their belts.
Wait, do you understand that Crawford is a PBC fighter now?
I know.
Okay.
But the thing is, if Crawford dropped the belt they get split it up, and they're gonna be going everywhere.
Well, I'll put it to you. I put it to you this way. You know what I'm saying? They're all locked in. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think you have to worry. You know what I'm saying about Crawford fighting Jaron Boots Ennis. I think he's gonna. You know what I'm saying? I think he's gonna be locked into the rematch, and I think that he's gonna get a shot at Jamel Charlo before anybody else. So. You know what I'm saying? On that note, let me get some more calls in. You know, so I appreciate you, Jason, for calling in. You know what I'm saying? I like your spirit. I like your passion, bro. Thank you for checking out Full Counter Boxing. Mm-hmm.
All right, no problem, no problem.
But you know, that was a lot. That was a lot. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I respect it. I respect what he believed, but it's a lot of it's a lot of fallacies in what happened in the past. But you know what I'm saying, I like his spirit though. You know what I'm saying, I like the fact that you know what I'm saying he just want to fight at 154. That's all I need to know. You know what I'm saying, because I don't want to see no catch weight. I don't want to see no catch weight. Um, you know, because I think that adversely affects Spence chances of bringing Crawford. You know what I'm saying, or coming at Crawford um, at his best. You know what I'm saying? So if he do a catchway, I don't see Spence, you know what I'm saying, being able to function. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like Devin Haney going back down to 35 or doing a catch weight with Tank Davis. You know, you want to be at your best, bro, when you fight, you know, the best fighter you ever faced in your life, bro. I mean, you get your head knocked off, bro, if you drain against somebody who can hang with you in the ring. So it just don't make no sense to me why these guys, they just want to win. They just want a guy to win. Or you want to see the two champions, you know what I'm saying, at their best fighting it out. I mean, see, you don't want no false representation of who, you know what I'm saying, who's the best. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of these guys, they don't give a shit about that. So Jonathan Paul says Jason carrying them over his shoulders. He's like getting paid to defend and life for Crawford. This is not a boxing fan. This is a Crawford fan. He said it. That's what he said. He said he was a Crawford fan. You know what I'm saying? You got, when people tell you, show you who they are, you got to believe it, bro. You better best believe it. What's going on, Rashad? He says Spence should not have gave Bud everything he wanted. And yeah, we see that. You know, sometimes, experience outside the ring, you know what I'm saying, you got to have it, you can definitely get outsmarted and out, what I'm saying, maneuvered. And that's what happened. That's what happened to Spence. Um, Thomas Hill says, yeah, they be acting like they in bed with the ninja or something. What's going on, Pedro Torres? What's happening, bro? Um, he's a salute pool, and I'm just glad that that kind of worked out. I hope y'all could hear what he was saying because I had to do it from my phone. You know what I'm saying? So I was trying to get it to come through the stream. I'm gonna figure that out though. Holloway Fist 90, what's happening, brother? He says Crawford would want some stipulations. I know, man. That's the crawl that gets you when you see these things held up. When you see them held up like that, and you're like, oh man, what does this nigga want now? It's like, what do you want now? Why are you crying about now? Like I said, he's a whole fucking Tyler Perry movie sometimes. It's Diary of a Mad Black Woman, and then the victimhood. Yeah, it sound like you hear damn Mary J. Blige in the background. I know there are no guarantees. You fall in love and take a chance. And it's just like all this whining shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's like, no, man. It's like nobody cares about what people are going to say or excuses. No, let's get these guys in the ring at their best. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just tired of hearing all the goddamn whining, bro. It's like, let's get it on, man. We got to fight. We got a short period of time for Errol Spence Jr. to, figure it out. And if he coming at his best, you know what I'm saying? Let's rock and roll with that. Spirit says Showtime has to put up the money because Bud asking price. He said, or Bud just won't take the fight. And that's why Spence gave up everything, bro, to make the fight. That's why he gave him what he wanted. So all these narratives that they keep putting mayonnaise on fish. And it's like, bro, we already know that Crawford wasn't going to play ball unless he got things. We wouldn't have got the fight if Crawford wouldn't have got what he wanted. And that fit his fans just fine for him to operate like that. So, we know Bud is a selfish dude. He don't believe in, saying, like, being fair. And we could, hopefully, he won't be too selfish, saying, for the rematch, and we can get this thing going. He said, Pedro, what up? What's your main? It's going People's Choice in the building. He says, Spence has never made an excuse. Even if he had one, he wouldn't give it. That's his word. And see, it's a lot of things coming out about the camp. You know what I'm saying? About the bad camp he had. So, these fans, they could play like they don't understand, but they know they know these things are coming out, especially in Dallas about the rib injury that he had and stuff like that, where he couldn't train for a long period of time. And see, he can't say that, but we can say that. He says, facts, people choice. He says, be spinning ish to make their guy look better than letting the truth out. Man, but Bud can't make himself look good outside the ring. We already know. That's why he's not any more popular than he was before. You know what I'm saying? Only the same people that love Bud before the fight are the same people that love him after the fight. The people who didn't pay for his pay-per-views, you know what I'm saying? Before the fight are the same people who didn't pay his pay. You know what I'm saying? Shit, pay for his pay-per-views before after the fight. So he's never been a draw. So even though he's winning a two-time undisputed championship, you know what I'm saying, he's still not a draw. You know what I'm saying? So but he's acting like he's a draw. He's trying to act like he's trying to play the part of Errol Spence Jr. by trying to call out Canelo Alvarez, right? But Canelo Alvarez don't see Bud Crawford as no star. You know what I'm saying? He want to fight Errol Spence Jr. You know what I'm saying? Because of his name and his cachet, right? So what he says, Spirit says, he says they have to invest in boots and make it worthwhile for Crawford, but they might not if they don't think the fight will be a big seller. Of course not. You know what I'm saying? Of course they don't think. They barely made the goddamn first Errol Spence Jr. and Bud Crawford fight. They didn't want that fight because they didn't think it would sell. Um, Crawford, you know what I'm saying, he's just not a known product, you know what I'm saying, outside of the hardcore fans. We know how good he is, but I don't think casuals really follow Crawford like that. And and Spence, he barely, the casuals, they know him because of the Dallas Cowboys and the marketing and that was done and where he lives. So, he's done a lot of promotional stuff with them. So that's why he's a little bit more popular and more people know him. And then he fights more often. You know what I'm saying? He fights saying Dallas. He gets the notoriety under the PBC, and he's under the right promotional banner. So people know more Errol Spence Jr. than Bud Crawford, but they really don't know who the fuck Bud Crawford is. You know what I'm saying? Pedro says, "Here we come with the Crawford with the crawfish game." He said Spence made that fight happen for that weasel, and now he wants to pull his tricks. He said he's definitely the most hated cat in boxing, and people think. You see, they think it's something else that why you hate Crawford. But it's the deception for me. It's the propaganda for me. It's like, bro, just straight up sign the deal and get on with it, bro. Stop trying to get these extras and trying to find excuses, what I'm saying, not to make the fight. You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, just go through, just do the process like everybody else. Um, so that's what I got to say about it, man. It's like it's nothing personal, bro. It's just that your character is rotten. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're always trying to get some shit. It's almost you got a friend that's always got a scheme and shit up his sleeve and shit, and you just get tired of that. This is Pedro Torres says Crawfish just got a payday because of Spence, of course. He said, and he didn't deserve ish. He said he doesn't sell no matter what anyone says. They know that, But I mean, it doesn't take away from his skills as a fighter, but he don't sell, bro, on the business side. So he needs to stop. But I think that's what he wants. I think he wants those kudos, what I'm saying, as a businessman and stuff like that. So he'll take from he'll leverage and he'll take like the mafia or something, what I'm saying, instead of just just getting it the natural way by fighting the fights. If he fight Boots, he gonna make some money. You know what I'm saying? If he fight the big fights, he'll make some money. You know what I'm saying? Fight Spence, fight Jamel Charlo. He gonna make the money. You know what I'm saying? It's just that he wants to pick and choose. He want to be. That's why I call him the Black Canelo. You know what I'm saying? Because he wants that status. You know what I'm saying? Without going through the gauntlet. Jonathan Park says this is not Jason. This is Crawford wife undercover defending Crawford and lying for him because of this person don't know anything about boxing or the history. He's lying. So it's just funny to be going back and forth with people. But I'm glad he called in so I can see if I could get that to work. You know what I'm saying? So I hope more people call in. You know what I'm saying? And talk their ish. You know what I'm saying? So you know, Spirit says he's too stubborn in negotiation. Even Bob said he was hard to deal with, and they don't listen to that Spirit. Um, this is something. When you watch the cycle and you watch the pattern of Bud Crawford, man, it's just something about these negotiations that he just do not want to be straight up. He just don't want to take a straight deal. He want to see what he can shake. He want to shake the tree and see what he could get out of what falls down, and he wants to get that low hanging fruit. So what's going on? All things. I see you up there, my brother. He said salute for kind of boxing in chat. Um, Pedro Torres says everybody saw Spence wasn't right walking up to the stairs to the ring. Yeah, I mean he was drained. The motherfucker probably about to fall over there. He said it doesn't like. He said it's like someone put something in his water. The next fight is going to be Spence at his best. He was just drained. You can't fight at that weight. You know what I'm saying? It's like what I'm saying. When you done lost too much weight, you're a big guy. You know what I'm saying? And you killed yourself to make the weight. It's going to show. You know what I'm saying? You ain't going to have the energy. You know what I'm saying? You're sitting duck. And that's what he was. He says, Spirit says some, it's something wanting what you want. It's another thing wanting more than you deserve. Yeah, I mean, how do you quantify that though? You know what I'm saying? I say just do what you signed up for. How about that? You know what I'm saying? All this, knowing your worth and, what I'm saying? All these, you know, female affirmations, what I'm saying? Fuck all that, bro. Just get the money that you signed up for. Just do what you're supposed to do. And stop all this little, whining and tricks and things of this nature. You know what I'm saying? You're a boxer. You're a boxer. You know what I'm saying? People will love you if you fight the fights and you do what you're supposed to do. All this um Bud don't have to fight for that. You know what I'm saying? People don't have to fight for that little bit of money or these contracts are messed up. That's why you have lawyers. You know what I'm saying? That's why you have advisors and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Before you sign the contract. And then you come to an understanding and then you get the fight on. But now we fighters are trying to scratch and claw for any little extra thing they can get. You know what I'm saying? That the goddamn it raining on that day. Oh, I want rain money. I want rain. I want hazard pay. If it's lightning that day, I want lightning pay. You know what I'm saying? I think I should get paid more because it's lightning outside. No, man, you signed the goddamn contract, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if it's lightning. I don't care if it's a goddamn earthquake on that day. You should be in that ring and you should be fighting the dude that you signed to fight. So that's my thing. Thomas Hill says, "Pool, I believe they think it makes their favorite fighter accomplishment look invalid or as if we are diminishing what he did in the ring." I'll just tell it like this here, Thomas Hill. I mean, why you can't tell the truth of what you see with your eyes, right? When I saw Tommy Hearns, what I'm saying, legs go, against Marvin Hagler, I was like, why is his leg all wobbly like that? And then he came out and said, man, I was tired. My legs were tired. You know what I'm saying? I mean, is that taken away from what Marvin Hagler did to him? No. He's just telling you what happened, nigga. That's why he got rocked in 3 rounds. He says all things. He says Bud needs Spence and Boots to stay relevant, in my opinion. Yeah, he does because without Spence, I mean that was his biggest payday. That was his biggest numbers, right? So I mean it's only common sense. So I don't know what these people be talking about. But never did numbers without Spence ever. You know what I'm saying? He never had a decent pay per view. You know what I'm saying? So eating the remix, he says the problem with giving Bud so much in the first fight is that he is going to use that as a stencil to why he should R everybody after that. He said if they don't comply, then they don't get the fight. See, and that's what I'm saying. So that's that bullshit negotiations style. You know what I'm saying? People want to fight with Bud because what I'm saying, he's the biggest name. He's the biggest name, even though he don't sell, what I'm saying? I'm talking about like skill wise, what I'm saying, in the ring wise. That's why they want to fight. Um if you don't want to make the fight, bro, go and retire. Go ahead and retire. Stop messing up negotiations. We want to see Boots fight Errol Spence Jr. So we want to see the best fight the best. That's what we're all about. That's why people are paying you this huge amount of money, because the boxing fans want to see it. You getting in there messing up the negotiations, that's why people want you gone. Because people want a smooth transition, when it comes to making a boxing match. Nobody's saying you can't get the money you're worth, but when they put the money on the table and you agree to it, you sign a 3 contract deal, you need to stick by that, bro. You don't need no win pay. You don't need no win insurance pay. You don't need all this extra shit because you already signed the paperwork. So, shut up and fight. It is what it is. Pedro Torres says Crawfish didn't want to fight Spence. He says he doesn't want to fight anymore. He says you have to force him to fight. I don't know. Maybe he said something a long time ago in one of those interviews with Andre Ward. He said he would have been retired a long time ago if it wasn't for the people that depend on him. So that's there's something you can look at. But shit, he's still fighting good, so why not? He says, Eden the remix says, then he goes back to fighting niggas out of Irish pub for the title matches. I don't think Bud wants to fight in 50-50 fights. You know what I'm saying? So that's another reason why he's not looked at as a great champion, because he don't want to fight 50-50 fights. You know what I'm saying? He just want to fight dudes he can beat. Robin and Emily Jones says, Bud never has, nor will he be a draw because he has no charisma. He said there's no appeal to the masses and he doesn't know how to market himself. Wow. Oh, man. Hey, Romley and Emily Jones coming in with the smoke and the fire, bro. You know what I'm saying? And that's true. And I'm gonna tell you something. I don't think Errol Spence Jr. got a lot of charisma either. You know what I'm saying? As far as well, he has a different kind of charisma. It's a humble charisma. You know what I'm saying? And when you fight in the best fights and the best fighters that you can, people appreciate that. Um, they like that. They like to see you fighting in the vein of a traditional boxing structure, right? Then you trying to go get the belts. You trying to make the fights. You know what I'm saying? And people love that. I think that's his biggest appeal is his humbleness and his drive to go through the gauntlet and not trying to duck anybody. So I think that's what Crawford is missing. You know what I'm saying? That's why, he gets so much hate. You know what I'm saying? Because he's so deceptive in negotiation. He's always he's an opportunist. You know what I'm saying? And that's what people don't like. In a time where people are down, in a time where people are trying to make it, you know what I'm saying? We see the Steve Harveys and all these different opportunists getting by, and he's an opportunist. You know what I'm saying? People don't like that kind of stuff, man. They just want you to be straight up. And Errol Spence Jr., he represents that. That's why they call that boy the truth. Zach B says, if Bud keeps it up, he said they are going to Gary Russell his ass. He said he will find himself sitting around waiting for a good fight. He said for a good fight. If he doesn't fight EJ, his next fight he will be on regular TV. Well, I mean, I think it's in the contract. I think he has no choice but to fight Errol Spence Jr. So I just think, we just getting a little sidetracked because he's, weighing his options because the man is more popular than he's ever been in his life right now. So, he's kind of got a little star swag, right, going on. See, and this is going to adversely affect Bud because he's going to see that even though he's done what he's done, boxing ain't like that. So a lot of people don't follow boxing like that. The casuals are gone now. You know what I'm saying? He won the fight, but they're not going to stick around for him. You know what I'm saying? So he's going to recognize that, he don't have a lot of brand power. You know what I'm saying? Even though he's won one of the biggest fights in 40 years, he's going to, because boxing is still on the bottom. You know what I'm saying? So it's not going to really, he's not a star yet. You know what I'm saying? So it just is what it is. I mean, I think he's a top guy. So, but he's like Robin and Emily Jones say, He don't have the charisma. He don't have the it factor like Teddy Atlas be saying. Fighters, you gotta have that it factor. You know what I'm saying? He's from New York. Um, Zach B says, if Bud keep it up, said they are going to. Oh, I read that. Pedro Crawfish doesn't know. Pedro Torres is Crawfish doesn't know how to talk, much less have charisma. You know, I mean, he could have worked on it. I think if he would have really wanted that, I think Bud could do it. I just don't think he's interested in the shit. Um, I just don't think he's interested. I think he could have done it. I just think he wanted to do it. He kind of like what's that nigga name? I did it my way. What's his name? Um, Frank Sinatra. You know what I'm saying? He's kind of like one of them type of dudes. Tough guys that want to do it his way, and it just hurt him. You know what I'm saying? As far as his marketing. You know, um, Hollow Fist 90 says Spence ain't got the speed no more. He needs to go for power. He says when you hit 30, you notice the speed decrease immediately. And that's what's supposed to happen. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just leave that one right there. That's what's supposed to happen, especially when but it does depend on how much damage you take as a fighter. And Spence is, if you watch that Ugas fight, um, Ugas was he was getting in some licks, man. Danny Garcia was getting in some licks. Kell Brook. Um, those guys are tough. Sean Porter, he went through some battles, bro. And that's another reason why Errol Smith Jr. is loved so much, is because he be battling, bro. He be getting into the thick of it. And what I'm saying, his fights are exciting. You know what I'm saying? It's exciting to watch, you know, and shit. But a lot of that wear and tear will take some fights away from you, over time. What I'm saying? You can't help that your reflexes start to slow down after you done been in a few wars in the ring with a Sean Porter with his head and his teeth and shit, and you're talking about Ugas, what I'm saying, hitting him to the body. He hurt Spence a few times in that fight, going to the body. And, you sitting out for 16 months, even though you may heal over that period of time, and then you get in 2 and 3 car wrecks, even outside of that. The first car wreck you had before the Danny Garcia fight. I think like Danny was saying, it's a accumulation, what I'm saying, of things. Yeah, eye retina surgery. Um, why this guy's still a champion, I don't know. I mean, he done had so many adverse things happen to him, but yet he was still able to persevere. And I think that's like the most um, surprising thing that is, we so used to seeing Spence, saying be powerful, that the moment that, saying he's weak in the ring, it's just, it's just unacceptable to us. We can't believe our eyes, because this dude is like the Terminator. You know what I'm saying? That's why we want him to get back with a Blu-ray, somebody we believe that could get him back to that Terminator form. And, what I'm saying? And be at his best, what I'm saying? Whip Crawford ass in the ring. That's what we want to see. Let me see. It says Les Rose says Crawford. He says Crawford can't pull. He said I need a tune up. He says look out for an injury. Oh my God, bro! Don't this is the things that were going on before the first fight. Everybody was worried that somebody or Crawford was going to say he ain't ready. Say he sprung a. Saying he say pulled a muscle in his arm, but saying we ain't even gonna think like that. Let's roll. Saying we're gonna be positive about this one. Um, saying hopefully, saying Spencer do the things he need to do to be ready mentally, physically, and saying emotionally. Saying so. Hopefully, saying he'll get that hunger, and come back and show us, saying the champion he really is. We can see a little bit of that old Spence that fought Chris Algieri, that old Spence that fought Lamont Peterson. You know what I'm saying? That one with the spring in the step, with the power of breaking motherfuckers' eye sockets. What I'm saying? That's the Spence I want to see. What I'm saying? Spirit says that's how I'm starting to feel. He said if you don't want to make the fight or make it difficult to happen, let's go. It says let Bud go retire. He just moves the way he want to move, man. You know what I'm saying? That's the frustrating thing. You can't make a move no other way. You know what I'm saying? He's like I said, he's like Frank Sinatra. I did it my way, and that's just the way he want to do it. He don't care about what the fans think. Pedro Torres says Bud will wind up dropping all his belts. Crawfish did not sign. Crawfish did not sign to fight Boots. Crawfish is a freaking B. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm pretty sure. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? He's not feeling any pressure to fight Boots. And really tell you the truth, I don't really expect him to. 'Cause I've seen so many champions bounce out the division and retire. Say without fighting the number one guy. I've seen that so many times. So to me, it's and plus Boots is way behind Bud Crawford. So I don't really expect him to fight Boots. So I never really expected Errol Spence Jr. to fight Boots. I want to see it. Um, I want to see it because I think Boots the best at 147. I don't think Crawford the best at 147. But that fight, you might as well get that fight out your mind. That'll never happen unless they offer Crawford something stupid. You know what I'm saying? If Showtime came out the bag and say, Crawford, we're gonna offer you $50 million to fight Boots. Boy, you'll probably see a Boots fight so fast it'll spin your goddamn head. Thomas Hill says, "Fact fool, he's most certainly an opportunist." Yeah, that's what it is. So that's what you dislike about him. People think it's you know Omaha or whatever. No, bro, it's just the dude is an opportunist. You know what I'm saying? He strategically moved through the division, and it's not like he don't have the talent to beat Danny Garcia or the talent to beat Keith Thurman. It's just that he maneuvered around them and then he put out the propaganda like they ducked him. And that's what pisses you off because you want your champion to be be the paragon of integrity. You know what I'm saying? And when you see that kind of deception, and it's like, bro, nobody got time for that shit, bro. It's like just move on, bro. We know you didn't. We know they didn't duck you, and you putting out Twitter posts and acting like you're a victim, and that shit just really, you hate weasels. I don't like weasels in the sport of boxing. You want all your champions to be manly men. You know what I'm saying? Upfront. You know what I'm saying? Truthful. You know what I'm saying? Tell the truth, bro. You know what I'm saying? Stop with the fucking narratives, the victim narratives, and it just make you seem soft. You know. So and that's why I don't want to see Shakur fall into that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So because I respect him as a fighter, but you need to cut the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? All the side crap calling people out their name and stuff like that. So these guys you're gonna have to come across, and if they don't want to make money with you, it's gonna make negotiations difficult. You know what I'm saying? So Jonathan Paul says, unfortunately, some people cover their eyes, let the truth go by, then go up in their heads and make up what they want to be the truth, and then say they're boxing fans, but Crawford fans, they are them. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. We got all kind of people in the world. You can't change their perception. You know what I'm saying? If you like somebody, what I'm saying, they would be in all reality, what I'm saying, to make that guy the man they think that he is in their mind. So, it just is what it is, bro. You're not gonna change other people's perception of what history is. They will rewrite history, what I'm saying, to meet what's in their head. You know what I'm saying? You saw me talking to the guy, what I'm saying? And if you want to call that number, you know what I'm saying? So we could get another call in, you know what I'm saying? So we could I know we don't usually do calls, but I'm trying to make it a part, what I'm saying, to expand the conversation on pool counter boxing. Pedro says, Torres says, he says, Pool, let this guy the fuck. Oh, I must be behind like a motherfucker. I'm trying to go down all the things. Let's see, all the he says, Zach B says, Crawford needs time to cycle and on and off that juice. Y'all know what it is. You remember he came into the conference, he was covered up, saying trying to hide them damn pimples on his fucking back. You know what I'm saying? So, we know what it is. We've been around boxing too long, bro. He says, Jermaine Wood says that Blu-ray thing is dead. He says Spence just need to go back to the guy he was with when he fought Lucas. That'd be preferable. If I just don't. I just wish. I wish I could just understand why he don't go to Blu-ray. You know, I just don't understand. Luke Spears, what's going on? Salute to your brother. He says, Spence trained with fight to be fit before the Ugas fight. Yeah, yeah. I would like, you know, what I'm saying, I don't know, you know. I'm just he was just at his best with Blu-ray, so I'm stuck mentally with Blu-ray. He says, I think that the trainer name is Declan Wash with to be fit. He originally said he would be training EJ for Bud too, but Spence went with Sanders fit. I don't know why Spence like changing up. You know, um, says Spence get respect for acting like a champion. I wonder if Bud would take the hint ever. Hell no. You know, Bud is about the money, man. He's about the business. You know, what I'm saying, the boxing. So, he'll do well in his age of boxing. Spencer's a throwback. He's a dinosaur. So, but you got to make adjustments to the times. You got to stay on your P's and Q's, and that's one thing about Crawford. What I'm saying? He stays on his P's and Q's when it comes to preparing for fights and preparing, making plans and being strategic in his movements. That's what you got to give Crawford credit for. And, Spence, he got to stay on top of his game if he's going to be, exceptional, if he's going to be, go past what he's already done, what I'm saying? So, but to win 3 belts, that's an accomplishment. Become 3-time unified champion at 147 in a talented division. You know what I'm saying? That is huge. You know what I'm saying? So let's not shit on his accomplishments. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and we still got one more fight to go to. You know what I'm saying? So Loose Bill said, I hope EJ regains his speed reflexes at 154 because he was slow versus Ugas. But Loose Bills, if you watch that Michael Rivera fight versus Frank Martin, Michael Rivera, he was drained, bro. That's what you look like. He'd be slow, sluggish. Remember how he was throwing against Frank? That's because he was passing out trying to make 135. That's what a lot of I don't know if y'all watched that video of Mikel Rivera, and he was talking about saying how it was tough for him to make the weight, and you could see it in that fight. He was jacked up in that fight. Frank Martin ran circles around him. I mean, he made Frank Martin look like he was Shakur Stevenson and Tank, both in the same body. You know what I'm saying? That's because that man was drained. You know what I'm saying? And I hate to take to say that, but that's what it was because he was passing out like a motherfucker. And I was just like, God damn, Frank is killing this dude. But then we find out he could, that he had passed out like 2 or 3 times. Oh, okay. I'm dropping the link. I'm just trying to see. Let me see. This thing is active. Let me make a fresh link. Maybe that's what it is. Let's see what's going on. 2 Cent Boxing in the building. There we go. All right, 2 Cent Boxing in the building. So Jonathan Potts says exactly. Hey man, y'all hit that number if y'all want to call in 405-643-0561. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna make it happen today. You know what I'm saying? So what you said, Jonathan Potts, exactly. It's not it's not like he doesn't have the talent to beat them. He's just a piece of crap, and he's a piece of crap, and and he stayed out the way until he saw opportunity. His so-called fans won't call it out or tell the truth. Oh my God! But y'all be
What up,
tripping.
chat? What up, Pool?
What's happening? What's going on? 2 Cent Boxing, the queen is in the building. If you don't know, now you know. 2 Cent Boxing. You know what I'm saying? Go subscribe. Take a moment. You know what I'm saying? Right now, go over there and hit the like button for 2 Cent Boxing. You know what I'm saying? She knows her boxing. I enjoy talking boxing with her because she has the boxing mind. You know what I'm saying? So what's going on? What you think about
And I heard you talking about Michelle Rivera. I don't know if a lot of people realize, like they say he popped dirty, but he popped for a weight loss supplement. It wasn't steroids.
yeah, yeah. He couldn't make the weight. He was passing out with that shit. He was trying to make the weight on. He was crying after thing talking about it, and I was like, man, I didn't know that he was too big for the division, and it
Mhm.
showed in the fight. It showed in the fight. He couldn't.
Mhm.
He ain't had no speed. I mean, he was sluggish. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Frank beat the crap out of him, man. So that's what weight drain looked like, and that's what Spence looked
That's
like.
how I think Regis gonna look.
You think so? You think he too big for 140? You think he too big for 140?
Yeah, that's what I think.
Hmm.
Hello,
Hold on.
can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay. Well, I got a phone call. Let me see. Let me get a child. Hold on. Let me press one. What up? Yeah, let me put you on speaker. Hold on. Let me see. See if I can put you on. Yeah, can you hear me? Yeah, I hear you. Hold on. Let me see. Yeah, I'm just putting you on speaker. You there?
Yeah. Yeah. Hello?
Yeah. What's going on? Where you calling? Where you calling from?
Hello?
Yeah, can you
Yeah.
hear me?
What's going on? Where you calling from?
Wait a minute. I got a lag here or something.
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay.
Hello?
What you got? I don't know. The last call worked. This one here's a little muffled.
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Hello?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Hello? Can you hear? Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hello?
Can you hear me, Charles?
Yeah. Hello? Can you
I don't know. It's
hear?
like
Yeah, I
it's
hear you.
it's a bad connection.
Hang up.
Okay.
I can hear you, but
Let me hit you back. It's a bad connection.
all right.
All right. Thanks for calling. Thanks for calling, Charles. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why that didn't work, but this was my first. I ain't gonna say my first time, but I'm trying to get this thing to work so we could do some call-ins and stuff. We get it rowdy up in here. You know what I'm saying? Because I know some people gonna want to come in here and talk crap. But what you were saying about your boy, 2 cents.
Who? Oh,
Yeah,
Regis. Yeah. I
yeah,
don't know. I think he gonna have trouble making the weight because I feel like he had trouble making his weight his last fight. That's why he looked like that.
yeah. I mean, he looked bad, didn't he? He looked slow.
Mhm. Mhm.
He looked slow. I said Devin's gonna beat him if that version of Regis shows up in the fight. I mean, he could bring a Rougarou. He could put whatever he want on his gloves. If he shows up, that version, if that version of him shows up, he is going to get his ass beat. Um, so he says it was just because of the hometown training. He had a lot of shit going on with the family, trying to get extra tickets for everybody. I saw that interview, and Regis a pretty honest dude. You know what I'm saying? He ain't gonna lie to you, but he can't. That version of him, he's gonna have to, step it up to be able to beat be able to beat Devin. Because Devin, he gonna want that title. And I think he'll get it if Region ain't on top. He's 34, ain't he? He's 34. So he's getting
yeah.
long in the tooth. He's getting long in the tooth.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. He really lost that fight. I thought,
I wouldn't say he lost it, but he looked terrible.
the dude really knocked him down, bro. He got knocked down in that fight. I thought he got outboxed. I hated that boxing style. Um, I would never want to give somebody who fight like that, what I'm saying, any
Because
credit.
and
Because
that boxing style also made him look even worse.
I mean, God, bro. I
Because he
mean,
chasing them around the ring all night.
oh, that was kind of like that rigging down shit when he fought
Mm.
Casamero and he was just running around the ring. I was just like, what am I looking at?
Same thing with
what
the
is going?
Karen Ennis fight.
Oh God, bro. I'm like, why do they do that, man? It's like, oh man.
They were just trying to
It's,
survive, and it makes the other fighter look like, oh, but
I was like,
then
bro,
you
stop
drain on top of
running.
chasing him around, and you weak, and then you get
I'm not.
caught with something, and now you drop. That was a bad fight for Regis.
Yeah, that was a bad. So, well, I think he stepped in for somebody else. I think he was a replacement, and you got to watch those replacements because you know what I'm saying. Even though you train for somebody else, you still, you know what I'm saying. You still got to make sure you're in the best shape because those replacements, you never know what they got going on, man. It's so that they change history with replacements and um, Regis. I just see a changing of the guard, for him being 34. I forgot how Haney, what he 24? 24? Yeah, I think he's 24. I see a changing of the guard. So, he just old, man. Mm.
Yeah, 140 gonna be cracking though. Like I don't know, the last time 140 was this hot.
What Charles Thomas say? He says, "Pool, I love the show, but why do you and your panel hate Bud so much? You wanna take that one too, Sam?
Why do people keep saying you hate Bud because you have a different opinion about Bud than they do? That doesn't mean
Because
I hate. Like y'all sound like kindergartners. It's just in my opinion. It doesn't make sense. Nobody hate Bud. Like I don't even know the niggas. Like I don't hate nobody.
well, I think what he's getting at, like they don't like Bud character. I don't think they have any problem with his skills in the ring, but they don't like his attitude as a champ. You know, they don't like the way he moved through the division. For you to get the status of being one of the best, you got to fight everybody. And even
Hmm.
if he would have fought Keith Thurman and not fought Danny Garcia, they would have been calling him the best. And he would have beat Kell Brook back then or Sean Porter. If he would have went through the gauntlet, then nobody would have been saying this about Bud. Nobody. Everybody would be calling Bud the greatest ever that ever did it. But he sidestepped all that shit. And what really pisses people off is that his fans act like they don't recognize that. So y'all just ignore that shit. And that's why a lot of people, don't dislike Bud.
Even
We think
proposing the rematch at 147. Like what do y'all think that's doing to his newfound stardom of fame? Like Spence can't make the weight. So why is it even an option of fighting at 147? Like we already signed the contract. We already talked about it. Boom, let's just fight December 9th. Why do we need all the shenanigans in between?
well, I mean, yeah, it's obvious, what I'm saying, if he talking about fighting at 147. I thought he was talking about a catchweight. He wants the advantage. He wants that advantage. He knows that Spence can't function at his best at that weight. So I said it in the live stream before. I say he's probably going to go back to 147 the way he has an advantage, right? You know what I'm saying? He don't want Spence at his best. But a real champion would want to fight the other champion when they at their best, not when they're at their worst. You know what I'm saying? And that's the difference. That's why people don't like Bud Crawford because of that mentality right there. Um, Ray Navito, he says Bud been calling Spence, Crawford been calling Spence out for 5 years. He says PBC don't want that smoke for any of their boxers, so they avoided him. He said they made him wait, and Spence paid the price for it. See that's that
How
bullshit.
PBC didn't want to smoke when he could have left Top Rank and went to PBC? So did
They,
PBC not want the smoke, or did he not want the smoke?
I mean, that's just one of them comments that, what I'm saying, like you just it's mind numbing, what I'm saying? It's like the truth, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's like no, that's not even worth a comment, man. It's like if you've been around and you know the truth, you know what I'm saying? If that's what you want to believe, my brother, you go ahead and believe that. Ain't nobody arguing that kind of shit no more. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we sat here and watched the entire history of it. So, we're not gonna just re-argue the whole shit when you know what the real deal is. This trolling shit has to stop.
They
Um,
steady keep coming in here talking about. We be talking about something completely different. Here they come talking about why you hate Bud. We not even talking about Bud.
I mean, do they know how many years we have argued that shit, and they come in here with the same old bullshit? Pedro Torres says, Bud ain't doing uh shit on his own. He said he works for the PBC. I know, but they still got the same feelings like when he was at top rank. I told you they act like baby mamas. They act like what I'm saying, domestic. They act like domestic violence victims. Like they got to fight for Bud. They got to save his life. They got to put him in the
Mhm.
shelter. It's like,
Mhm.
bro, come on, man. It's like that
Right. He
dude,
they keep showing you who he is.
right? You know what I'm saying? I mean, this whole victim narrative is one of the best things that Crawford has ever done. That's why he called himself the puppet master. But you
Mhm.
know, but I think you're only the puppet master if you're fooling anybody. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I mean, nobody's fooled. It's just kind of like they keep making these psyops. You know what I'm saying? And putting
Mhm.
these psyops in people's minds. And people just jump on that shit and just keep repeating it. It's like Fox News and boxing. You
And then
know,
he just go contradict it all every
yeah. I mean,
time.
he'll come because it don't matter what you say. It's all built on emotion. Once you keep repeating something and people like you, it's all about emotions. The facts don't even matter anymore. You know what I'm saying? So that's it's just a mantra that they keep chanting. You know what I'm saying? It's just a mantra.
So
He's
if you were Spence, what would you do? That's enough about Crawford. If you were Spence, if you were in Spence, not if you were Spence, if you were in Spence's shoes, what would you do?
well. You mean as far as fight? If the fight's at 147 or 154? What
Yeah,
what you?
if Crawford came at you like, all right, listen, you either gonna pay me more at 154, I'm gonna make it at 157.
Oh, 147. Yeah. Well, I would pay him more.
I mean
I mean, because
147.
I would pay him more because for one, I want my get back to show him that was a fluke. You know what I'm saying? You know how Crawford play. He's not going to fight you unless he get what he want, and that's what Spence did before. Now, if I had to pay him, it depends on how much more I need to pay him. Um, I believe Spence would be at his strongest at 154. So um, I would pay him more. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't think Spence got a whole bunch of fights left. I don't think Crawford got a whole bunch of fights left. So they might as well go ahead and do the damn thing. I think Spence can make a bag after Crawford. But I think Crawford gonna fight maybe Jamil at 168 or at a catch weight. Um, but I know he probably want another shot at undisputed through Jamal. So if I was Spence, I would just pay him the extra money, man. And just like he did before. You know, I know people would want him to move on, but I really want to see Spence win and get that get back. You know what I'm saying? I really do. I really don't want to see Spence fight nobody else but Crawford.
Mm.
I know it's
Man,
kind of fucked up.
I would walk away.
You would.
I would walk away and
That's
fight
probably, that's
somebody
probably
else.
the smartest. That's probably the smart thing to do, even just to get a tune up and get back active. That's probably
I'm
would
just
be the
not fooling
smart
with you
thing.
no more, man. Like I just would be
Mhm.
done with it. Like you've already got over. I already let you. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to
Right,
keep dealing.
doing
Me
the same
personally, like
shit.
I don't, yeah, like you just. It's ungrateful. But I mean, I guess quote unquote people say it's business, but it's just a way to conduct business in a honorable manner where it's like win win. Like it's obvious
Yeah,
Crawford wanted to be win lose. Like he wants to just and everybody's like, oh, it's about money, but just because it's about money don't make it okay, in my opinion. But I
yeah,
don't know. Spence want to get back at 154. He want to give him the extra money. I mean, I just want Spence to do whatever he feels he needs to do. So,
yeah.
but
And you just want to make sure that he's still hungry to make it happen. And he's not just fighting just to get another bag. Because you just hear these guys talking more and more about generational wealth, and it's kind of like, ooh, you kind of feel that ping in your spirit, like, damn. I hope they're not just going in there for a bag, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I mean, I know you got that pretty light skinned chicks, over there. Them light skinned chicks expensive, y'all. Let me tell y'all something out there. I got myself a light skinned chick. They're expensive. You know what I'm saying? They want to be taking the, what I'm saying, to the restaurants, and I've seen Spence little chick. She a little high maintenance. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be careful. Keep your fighting like Evander Holyfield. You be fucking 65 years old trying to fight in the damn ring. You know,
Yeah, but Spence
but
a warrior though, so he probably not gonna walk away like that.
yeah, and I mean, shit. I mean, everybody trying to act like they're trying to talk past this fight, like they don't want to see it. Like the first fight was so damn devastating that nobody wants to see the second fight. I said that's bullshit. I want to see it.
Like he don't have
You
a
know,
shot.
right? What I'm saying, like, or nobody interested. What I'm saying, in seeing that. But see, I think that's just a lot of bullshit. People want to, they don't want Spence. They don't want to see Spence have an opportunity to redeem himself. You know what I'm saying? They don't want him to have that shot. I think it's a lot of that bullshit going on. It's a lot of that. They don't want that. They don't want to see that happen. Because who else? I mean, if he don't fight Spence, let's say he wasn't locked in like that, and who else would Crawford fight? Who
His
else would he
fans
fight?
would tell you Canelo.
Man, get the hell out of here. Canelo already said he don't want to fight Bud because he won't get no credit. He already said that. So who else would Bud fight?
And he
Just
already
keeping it,
said he ain't fighting Thurman, so that's out the question.
or Danny
He said
Garcia,
he.
who's
I don't even think Danny Garcia was even worried about Crawford. Then he fighting at 160.
yeah, he's talking about fighting Anders Lord. When is Landis Lord going to retire, man? Isn't he about that damn 45 years old?
But he got a belt.
I think he do at 160.
Yeah, he got a belt.
Dude,
I think Garcia about to fight him for his belt.
yeah, I'm like, bro, it's like this dude fighting a relic, you know. I'm talking about that nigga was fighting when Mayweather was fighting and shit. You know what I'm saying? So I
Yeah,
mean,
but so yeah, we got Thurman. I mean, Ennis is really. Hey, I would think that you either finna fight Ennis or you about to fight Spence. But I keep hearing Teofimo name and Crawford name coming up together. I don't know what it means, but that's
what?
what I keep hearing. They're gonna elevate Teofimo Lopez to super champion or something like that, and then he'll be able to move up and challenge Crawford or something. I'm reading, so I don't know. I don't know what that's about, but I've been seeing that around.
Well, they even putting Tank in the sweepstake. In the mentionings of fighting Crawford. I'm like, bro,
He is
no,
not
man, that
fighting Crawford.
right. But they putting his name in there. They just, how it is when they see a potential. You know what I'm saying? Spacing for a fight. If in case Errol Spence Jr. turned the fight down, say who would Crawford fight? So
It
he's
it
not
would
gonna.
have to be Ennis. You shouldn't even be mentioning nobody. If he's gonna keep the belts, then Ennis. Who else at 147 would you fight? Would Crawford? All the Crawford fans in the chat. Who else would Crawford fight at 147 if he doesn't fight um, Jaron Ennis? Who would he defend his titles against? Because he's already said, I believe Thurman would be a mandatory. He's not fighting Thurman. So who else?
Okay, but they hate Thurman ass, don't they? That nigga is hated by everybody, isn't he?
I don't know what
That
Thurman did,
nigga,
but that boy, don't
that
nobody
nigga
want
cut.
to fight Thurman.
Ever since he cut that ponytail off, it's been a wrap. It has been a wrap for that nigga, man. He need to
All
go
right,
get him a fake ponytail.
I got Alexis Rocha.
Hey, man,
I'm
stop,
just saying, this is what they write in the chat. This is what they write in the chat. I asked the chat, who would he fight besides Jaron Boots Ennis at 147?
man,
Maybe I think
stop.
they may be saying Stanionis
Didn't
or
Alice Roach
Virgil
just got his
Ortiz.
ass. Didn't he just get beat? Who just beat Alex Roach? Didn't he just get beat? Um, Stanionis. I could see him fighting Stanionis. I think Crawford would take that fight in a heartbeat because Stanionis is a robot. I could see him fighting Stanionis. Um, maybe I don't think Virgil Ortiz. Virgil Ortiz, man, he's a scaredy cat. He needs to make that leap and go ahead and jump into the elite, man. But I don't know if he can, how long he can stay at 147. And don't what they pushed that fight back, right? With Virgil Ortiz and Stanionis, they pushed that fight back.
Yeah, wasn't Virgil Ortiz passing out or something?
Mm-hmm. How far did they push it back the next year or some shit? We still waiting on the fight.
I
They
don't
was supposed
know.
to,
I don't know if they pushed it back or called it off, but I haven't heard nothing else about it.
well, it was supposed to be in June and shit. You know what I'm saying? We still waiting. Let's see. This bitch said River was drinking. That's what I said. That's yeah, you saw how Riviera looked, and he looked just like Spence, didn't he? He looked just like Spence. You know what I'm saying? He was drank. He says Virgil moved up. What? You gotta be shitting me.
Yeah, he was having trouble making the weight. That's why they kept having he kept passing out and stuff from my understanding.
So you mean to tell me he done pump faked on all these damn fights? We waiting to see him even scheduling the fight. And this dude that moved up, man, I'm so upset. That's crazy, bro. You know what I'm saying? He done helped up. He done finally moved up to 154. Damn.
Didn't fight nobody. Nobody wanted to see him fight.
Mm, 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 mm. I tell you got to be more careful. Damn. So now who the hell standing on is gonna fight? Damn. Well, and that would have been a
He
good
got to
fight
fight
too.
Ennis.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't know
true.
why they haven't made that fight.
That's true. That'd be a
Somebody
good
got to
damn
fight
fight.
Ennis. Somebody has to. Like, this man that had 30 something fights.
Well, think about it. I mean, that Veal fight was so goddamn good. Ooh, man, that was a good fight. So if he fought I could see him going through Stanionis. You know, he need to make that fight ASAP. That would be a good fight. I would love to see him go ahead and take Stanionis up out of there. As a matter of fact, they was trying to make that fight at one point in time, but
I
they, you know,
mean,
they
I
kept.
don't see why you wouldn't take it. But that's the thing. That's a good fight. But is it a money fight? Because Bud is focused on big money fights. So I wouldn't necessarily say that's a big money fight, would you?
Well, I don't think Bud gonna fight Boots. It's too dangerous for him. You know, for some reason he think he's on top of the world and he's never been a draw. So he needs to get into these fights to build his name up. I would think to stay in the
Espinoza
line.
told him he got a blank check to fight Boots, though. I was talking about
Hmm.
Stanionis, but Espinoza said in the interview, basically they'll pay Crawford what he wants to fight Boots.
Yeah, because they got a good feeling, and you know, Stanionis ain't one of these. He's a boxing fan too, so he can look at the situation and know that Boots got a good chance of beating Crawford. So they got faith that that'll happen, and I think it's going to be hard for him to get those fights with Stanionis because there's so many belts that's going to be free when Crawford dropped them belts. You know, it's going to be so many belts to fight for, so many vacant belts. Let me see what you say. Booby Billion said he said he can't fight standing on on this because he said he only wants big fights. You right. Jermaine Wood said Boots the Andre. He said he's going to be ducked until he's old. I mean, nobody ducked Boo Boo Andre. Shit, the Boo Boo ducked himself when he went to the zone.
he wanted to go fight those European fighters.
Hmm. He ducked himself, just like Bud ducked himself. Let me see. Pedro said Bud is not confident in his abilities. He always has to throw shit in the mix. Hmm. Yeah, he already preempt Keith Thurman by putting that little tweet out there. You know, letting people know he ain't gonna fight him. Anybody that's a threat to Bud, you know, he ain't gonna fight him.
Not without an advantage. Like he'll fight Charlo after 2 tough fights with Canelo and then drain him down 2 weight classes. Yeah, nah, I'll fight you.
Mm-hmm.
That's what people not seeing. Like nobody want to see that fight after you just had 2 tough fights with Canelo and then you want me to come back down and fight you.
No, that's exactly what it is. So I heard, man, did y'all hear Pac-Man coming back? Yeah, I heard that, man. Okay, man. I mean, not to be racist or nothing, but I mean, he had like rice is cheap in this country. Why you keep coming back? You know,
I don't know. That man might like the, but do you want to see Bud fight Pacquiao? I don't want to see that. I don't
he
want to see
too old.
nobody fight Pacquiao. Like maybe an
That's,
exhibition type fight, but I don't want to see a top fighter fight Pacquiao.
yeah, that's true. I mean, the man, his era passed. Now, if he what if he came back and fought Mayweather? Would you want to see that?
I could see that. That'd be cool.
Mm-hmm.
I'll watch
Probably
that.
make some,
But
probably,
I mean that
probably
makes
make
sense.
some money. I bet that should have do some numbers too,
It'll do better than the first one probably.
man.
Ain't no
Because them
telling.
Pacquiao fans, boy, they hate Mayweather so bad. They'll show up for that shit just so they can see if Pacquiao get that win, so they can talk shit. This is Jonathan
And
Paul
yeah,
says exactly.
people gonna watch it because they want Mayweather to lose so bad. They don't care if Mayweather 90 years old. Somebody want to see him lose, and they just want to see him lose. So yeah, I think it'll do numbers.
Mhm. He could be in a car crash and shit. You know what I'm saying? They don't give a damn.
They don't give a. He could be in there with one arm missing. They don't care. They just want to see
Mm,
Way Mayweather lose.
exactly. Let me see. Says Crawford. Let me see what you said, Andre. Mrs. Crawford said he's not leaving 147. I believe it. I believe it. I believe it. So he know what it is. You know what I'm saying? He know what it is. He don't want to fight that man at his best. That's all. So he think he got the advantage at 147. That's where he want to fight. Jonathan Park said,
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I don't know how this will be viewed in the future as the history of boxing. But right now, if you fight him again at 147, I feel like it's gonna taint your legacy.
well, everybody know what Crawford is doing, and that just proves it. If you fight that man at 147, that man can't make that weight. Why would you want to fight that man at that weight? If you're so worried about the credit that you want people to give you, then you would do it at 154. But we already know what Crawford is about. So he want that advantage, and he's not going to give it up. So it makes sense for him. And I told y'all in the live stream that's what he was going to do. I told y'all that's what he was going to do. Because that dude is a real chump. I bet Bud be all up in my damn live stream and shit. You gonna wait for me to come ride through Omaha? What's going on, Reed 21 215 Philly? He said if I'm Spence, I'm gonna ask Bud fight me at 154, and if not, then Bud can kiss my A, and that's for real. He says I'm not going to waste my time on this guy. That's what's up, man. On this guy, Bud. I understand. I really understand. Pedro said I believe Crawfish will rather drop the belt than fight Spence again because he knows Spence will come back the way he's supposed to. Exactly. And then just if you're a sucker like Crawford, you want to leave out while you on top, and so you don't want to give the other guy a chance to come back. It just is what it is. He says Stanley Owens is not going to fight Ennis off this long layoff. Yeah, I mean, yeah,
What you think
Steady on.
about Ennis just moving up to 154 and going to dominate that division?
I mean, I think he, I think he ain't gonna do it because he want to make the noise at 147.
But what big fights are at 147 besides Spence and Crawford? Like, who else you got? If you move up, you can go fight Tim Zoo. You can go fight who else up there? Spence will be up there. Crawford allegedly
Well,
will be up there.
well, I think he can get undisputed at 147. I think it's easy pickings for him, and he can get that accolade down now at 147. He can become the next undisputed champion. Um, who's gonna beat him down at 147? So I think he'll stick around just to do that. 154, he can fight Virgil Ortiz up there. Tim Zoo, he can fight. He can hang with any of them up there at 154. He can go up there and dominate too. In my mind, only person who could probably give him a little trouble, I would probably say Mendoza could probably, what I'm saying, surprise him. 'Cause Mendoza got some serious stopping power. Um, other than that, unless Lubin get his shit together, that would be a good fight.
Fundora?
Hell no. I think they done broke Pandora, man. He just whatever he was on, he need to get back on that because what I'm saying, he pretty much done. Him, Rosario.
He only got knocked out one time though. I think Fundora can come back. I ain't seen him in a while though.
Yeah, but they done broke his mystique though. Now they know he could be knocked out. Now they know he ain't some Terminator. That you're gonna start seeing him get knocked out more often. So I don't think Fedora's gonna be around long. Uh, let me see. Yeah, he can go up there and dominate. He really could. Especially with Jamel Charlo gone, that was his biggest threat up there. But those guys are at the end of their career. I think Charlo is what 33.
Yep.
So those guys they long in the tooth. So it's kind of wide open for Jaron Boots Ennis. Shit, it's kind of wide open, man. I don't see nobody messing with him. Even at 160, there's nobody there. Daniel Garcia ain't gonna stop nobody. Well, Carlos Adamas maybe. That'd be a good fight. Carlos Adamas, but he's gonna he got a long way to go before he get up there. But I think Boots got that size where he could give him a good fight. I think he got that size where he could give him a good fight.
Yeah, that'd be a good fight.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna see. I need Devin to drop those 135 belts so we can get cracking on that, and I need Crawford to just go ahead and drop these 147 belts and move on up. And let let 147 get cracking on that. Like these people holding up the money division.
Well, I think they're supposed to have that Regis fight. I think he's the champion in recess in WBC. So he's definitely not going back to 135 unless it's for Tank. He's definitely not going to fight Shakur Stevenson, because he would just lose. He would lose both of those. He have no choice. He ain't got no choice but to move on. Because if he fight those guys in a weakened condition, he's going to lose.
Mm-hmm.
And Lomachenko don't even have power like that.
And Devin Haney is big, man. That's a big guy. Like you could tell his frame is like he's like big. He's getting like man weight.
Yeah, he like he just been in the refrigerator too damn long.
I don't see him. I hope he don't try to make 135 to fight Tank. That wouldn't even be a good fight.
Mm-mm. I don't even see him trying to make that fight for the money.
Where y'all going?
Mm-hmm. Sorry, y'all had to eat that chicken, boy. That shit was good. Got that Walmart chicken. That Walmart done took over every goddamn thing. It was like without a Walmart, boy. Did you see where they were closing all the damn Walmarts in Chicago?
Yeah, but then people kept walking in there and stealing, just taking shit out. What y'all thought was gonna happen?
Now they sad that Walmart they closing all the damn Walmart down in Chicago. I said, boy, that is like the most ghetto shit I ever heard.
No, they're gonna be trying to say it's racist. No, you niggas kept coming in here just because I think they was like a law you could steal $1,000 worth of stuff or something crazy.
You talking about when Thurman gonna fight, bro? Man,
I heard Thurman
nobody
trying to
like.
fight Ennis.
I thought they said he was gonna fight Ugas, but no, Ugas
I
fighting
thought he
somebody
pulled
else.
out the Ugas fight.
Oh, that's crazy, man. What is going on in boxing? You know, I don't think. I don't. Is he gonna fight Ennis, bro? That was just crazy. Mm. Yeah, I
That's
really
just
think Keith
rumors.
Thurman. He must be. He must be. He must be bumped his head or something. Well, I know he really regret not taking that fight.
With Spence.
All them years ago. I know he gotta regret that shit. I mean, cause look how it's affecting him. You know. Um. I mean, nobody. He can't get a fight. You know. He can't get a fight. I mean, now he got nothing but. Say he got somebody like Jaron Boots Ennis he got to fight. That's crazy. He too old for that shit. I think Thurman is like what 34, 35. So up in there, it's
He
man.
better fight Ennis if he want to get a payday. I mean, nobody
Oh
gonna fault you for losing, but Ennis, like,
yeah, but the way he gonna lose, that's gonna be a bad loss for Keith Thurman. Mm. Ennis gonna beat shit. He want to beat a name down. He's gonna really make a statement, and you get Keith Thurman who be talking that shit. You know he's gonna be talking a lot of shit. Or if he coming at if Keith Thurman and Ennis fight, and he's not talking shit. You know he's finna throw that fight. He's trying to be all respectful and shit. I mean, I can't stand to listen to him talk anymore. He done talk. Crawford, yeah, man. I know you knocked out Spence. I know you knocked out everybody. But let me tell you something. I know you knocked out your last opponent, but I know you knocked out your last opponent. But let me tell you, I'm like, what is this dude talking about? Get to the point. You know what I'm saying? I was like, bro, you ain't got nothing to say.
he need to
You
start
haven't.
commentating.
Yeah, I think so. Cause I mean, like he ain't doing shit in boxing. I saw the little workout videos. I said, okay, Keith Thurman must be, what I'm saying, he must be fit to get back into the grind, get back into the groove, and haven't seen shit, haven't seen nothing. And I told y'all, I told everybody after he fought Mario Barrios, I said, y'all not gonna see Keith Thurman anymore. You know what I'm saying? That nigga going straight to the Birkin bags stove. He going to get his wife. I said, just as soon as Keith Thurman break free and get that check, he got to go pay for them damn Birkin bags, nigga. And
Yeah, Chris Thurman squandered away his prime.
yeah, them credits card maxed out, my nigga. Mm, mm,
You
mm.
seen AB's coach died?
No, no.
Coach Stafford. Stafford, what's the guy name? Whoever AB coach was, he died, and yeah, AB over there
Well,
broken up. He was on.
well,
They
he
got
might.
videos of him on live crime with talking to Boosie.
Well, he might as well be dead because AB don't look no damn better. He
Man,
need to
he
get.
out of there.
He need to all you gonna see Roy Jones come train AB. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
Roy Jones
Lord.
getting Roy Jones getting all the damn boxes that's falling, all the falling boxes. You know what I'm saying? He been there. He was in Chris Eubank camp. Who else camp? I mean, you just see Roy Jones pop up everywhere training people. Mm-mm. Like Roy, you were knocked out. How many times you were knocked out, Roy? You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't train. I wouldn't train with his ass. That's just me.
Well, Roy couldn't
I
even
would.
do his own style when his athleticism went away.
Hmm. I mean, when he tried to put his hands up, um, after he had lost a few and got knocked out, and he just looked horrible out there, man. And sometimes I would hear Roy Jones got a fight. And I was like, oh my God, bro. It's like, shit, Roy about 40 something years old. It's like he was looking like a Vander Holyfield there for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Just getting fight after fight, getting knocked out by nobodies. Mm-mm.
Who all has Roy trained? I mean, Eubank is the only one I really know, and then the
What's that
other
guy
guy.
that fought Tony Harris? What's that white guy named Peraza? He trained him. Like with the fast hands. He's pretty good. You know what I'm saying? I think his name Peraza. He trained some more people. You know what I'm saying? But they had to dump him. Uh, I guess Roy stay on the damn phone. You know what I'm saying? He be behind the scenes. He be saying, "Hey man, you need me to train you, man? Let me come up there." I think he's more of a motivational speaker because he can talk that shit.
Right.
Like he was talking to Jared Anderson, and Jared Anderson, that shit went in one ear out the other. Yeah, this old nigga up in here talking shit. He says, Jermaine Wood says, where is Boots' big fight at? He says Ortiz moved up to 54. Maybe Jose. How you say that shit? Jesus Ramos at 54. Maybe. You know what I'm saying? They just so careful with the way they move. Um, Virgil, he's a talented dude, but he don't fight enough. It's like they just move him so. I guess with Ryan Garcia, they don't have a whole lot of talent over there at Golden
It's
Boy.
looking like Ryan Garcia might be leaving them too. He's fooling with Floyd.
Yeah, I don't know how many years he got left on that contract, but Oscar definitely hate Ryan Garcia. And I just think because he's the new pretty face. Oscar used to be the pretty face. You know what I'm saying? But now Ryan kind of represents it. He's kind of like what Oscar was, the golden boy. Got the hair and what I'm saying.
But he
You know
ain't
what I'm
got the
saying?
fights. He ain't got the
Mhm.
fights or the skill. Even though I think Ryan gonna be a tough contender at 140 though. I'm interested to see how he look with Derek.
Yeah, I mean, he picking up some new skill, keeping them hands up. You know what I'm saying? Keeping that head down. Let's see how far that'll take him. I think it'll help him out. I think he's gonna get another Tank fight. Tell you the truth, I think he's gonna fight Tank again.
He gonna get dropped again. He's not beating Tank.
No, I don't think he'll beat Tank. But I think he'll do better than he did before. I think he'll do because Tank gonna have some more shit to have to figure out. you know, what I'm saying, but he's gonna get that Tank fight again because them numbers were too good, and he might get that fight right after the Pitbull Cruz fight. You know what I'm saying? He might pull Tank up to 140. Tank might come up to 140 for that shit. Shit, then he could knock out two birds with one stone. He go ahead take care of Ryan Garcia, take care of the Devin Haney business. You know what I'm saying? So shit. Hopefully, Shakur Stevens could move on up to 140 because I mean I really don't see him getting that tank fight right away at 135. I really don't see that happening. Mm, let me see. Let's say Andre. He says EJ regrets taking his flight at 154 hanging around for Bud. I know it's like Bud just he be on that bullshit, bro. He said weight drained and overtrained. He said Smith, I believe I'm in Philly. Boots take all. You know what I'm saying? You talking some logic. Pedro Torres says everybody hit that like button for Pool and make it do what it do, baby. Elijah say he says Derek James too many boxing. He only can train Errol for so many hours. Martin Charlotte Ryan, others, Smith coach. Oh man, it's like that's crazy. Hey, you man, what? I was like listening to yesterday. I went to Marty's channel, Manager Marty's channel. They was talking about that little crazy dude, True Media.
Oh yeah. I don't know what these. I don't be getting a big deal about the YouTube beefs. Like,
Me
why
neither.
everybody just can't chill? Like, why we gotta call each other names? I don't get that.
Well, because a lot of these guys, they see that's what I be saying. I don't care about expansion and all that shit because, I work for a living. You know what I'm saying? YouTube ain't a career for me. And this dude here, you be seeing these dudes trying to perform, acting crazy and shit, insulting. Somebody threatened that dude life.
Mm.
Yeah, somebody called him up and threatened his life, bro. I was like, God damn. You can only troll for so much, and you can't cross that boundary.
Like, who was you pissing off?
Mm. He was a phone call, and I remember the dude was threatening to find him and stuff. I mean, shit got real deep, man. It's like that dude is crazy, man. 'Cause a lot of these people in this world is crazy. They'll try to find you, bro. You know what I'm
For
saying?
real.
And he was like talking. He was still talking shit, and the dude was saying what he was gonna do and all that. I was like, yeah, you don't want to get mixed up with these troll guys and what I'm saying, people who really just do say anything on this media. And YouTube, they're gonna end up getting rid of his ass anyway because they're tired of
Mhm.
this stuff. They're tired of this kind
Mhm.
of stuff. Mm,
Mhm. Start demonetizing you, then you're gonna be sad. Like whoever the little fresh and
well,
fit guys was trying to be all
well,
controversial with all of that, and they didn't demonetize you.
yeah. Well, it's like they got ABC and NBC and all the people. People are watching YouTube now, so that's going to draw the corporations, ABC, NBC, and all of them. They're going to come to YouTube because that's what everybody watching. And before they can come here, they got to clean this shit up. So they're going to get
Mhm.
rid. They're going to get rid of all the controversial stuff, and they're going to make it more wholesome because that's a bigger market for YouTube. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of this crap that we be seeing on here with people, they're going to start. It ain't just fit and fresh and fit. It ain't just those guys. It's going to be you know the Kevin Samuels type stuff, and all kind of different controversial things that trigger people. They're going to be going.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? I don't care if you got 1 million subscribers, 5 million. You can't beat ABC, NBC once they start coming here. This is where people watching stuff now. So now they want to take it over.
Mhm.
Mm.
Mhm.
So it
Yeah.
just
So you
is.
could
It's just
say it, you just ain't gonna be monetized.
well, they you ain't even gonna be on here because because you ain't even gonna be on here because they're gonna get rid of all these Negroes talking shit. What I'm saying they don't want that round. Saying what they're doing. That's why they start talking about these decentralized and social media. Saying it's different places you can go so you can do your channel and so you don't have to worry about the censorship.
Yeah.
So, but what I'm saying. I think we cooked pretty good today. I'm going to come back tomorrow about 10 o'clock again, and what I'm saying, we'll chop it up some more. I like everybody. Thank everybody for coming through. I'm gonna get me some more sleep, y'all. I've been up all night. You know what I'm saying?
All right,
I
y'all.
see.
Peace out.
Y'all see you guys in the next one. It says now. What about boxing? Go to YouTube now. About boxing? Go to YouTube. Yeah, yeah. It's good. It's gonna get bad here for some people. A lot of these controversial, saying channels. Saying like True Media and shit like that. They're gonna get rid of all that. But I see you guys tomorrow, man. We'll be up on 10 and we'll just chop it on up. You know what I'm saying? See you guys in the next one. Peace out, y'all.